Welcome back. We're getting ready to start. We've got Blaze doing a little bit of Final Fantasy X. Moonblaze, tell us more about Final Fantasy X.
Hey everybody. Yeah, I'm Blaze. I'm going to be showcasing Final Fantasy X tonight, also known as Final Fantasy X, also known as the one with Blitzball in it. We're going to be using the cutscene remover mod tonight, as well as true RNG mod, which we'll talk about a little bit more as the run goes along. But at a really high level, the way I like to explain the true RNG mod is this is going to be creating the game as you would play it casually. So, you know, I'm not going to know what encounters are coming. I'm not going to know what drops are coming, different things like that. It's all going to be a surprise, and we get to all experience it together. It's going to be a lot of fun. I brought along two of my really good friends tonight to help me commentate, so I'm going to go ahead and let them get started, do their intros.
Go ahead, Sil.
Hi, I'm sylleath. I'm a dumb dog on the internet. I also like to speedrun Final Fantasy 9 and 10, and I'm always happy to be here on the side of Blaze here to do some commentary, because I could talk about this game all day, every day, and find out more silly points to converse about.
Hi, I'm King Panda, King Panda 95. I'm also a speedrunner for Final Fantasy X. I've only been doing runs for about under a year. We're gonna be close to a whole year now, really soon. And this is one of my absolute favorite games. I'm always excited to see Blaze run this.
Yeah. All right. So I think we should go ahead and get started. It's a short run by RPG standards, but it is a long run. So we'll go ahead and get into it here. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to be using the standard sphere grid. I'm going to use the original. I'm not the original, the arranged soundtrack tonight, because something we'll talk about is related to music. And then we're going to go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And my timer did not start on live split, but that's okay. I will make it work. All right, so I should have asked this actually right before we got started. So what is my name for Titus? I apologize, Derrick.
It is Titus. T-I-E-D-U-S.
T-I-E. Oh, I see. Okay. So like okay. A tie, that's like cute. He's wearing a tie. I like it. Hopefully, you know, hopefully that'll be the only tie we see in this run. That's a Blitzball joke. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get right to the first Blitzball match of the game. But we will not be playing in this one at all. This is Zanarkand, 1,000 years in the past. We don't know that yet, but that is basically what is happening right now. And we are Titus, which I appreciate because I say Titus, and now I can actually just say that and not be shamed for it.
Hey!
Team Titus.
Hey!
And we are the star Blitzball player of the Zanarkand Abes, and we are breaking through our adoring fans to get to the game.
Shout out to being a superstar Blitzball player that goes to the front of the work.
Yeah. Although I heard his dad was better than him, so...
I like how we're the star player, yet when we actually do get to do Blitzball, we have very, very low stats.
We get benched also. Yeah. All right, so we got some tutorial fights here. Not a whole lot going on. Just going to be trying to get through this as quickly as possible, and then we'll have kind of our first boss fight. So again, the true RNG mod, it basically creates a casual playthrough experience where I can't track anything, I don't know what's coming next, I don't know what happens next. That is because the RNG, especially for the PC version of Final Fantasy X, is completely solved, because when they did this remaster, they only made 256 seeds, and those seeds have RNG values that are all predictable, so we can track them, we can manipulate them, all of that stuff. So how that works in a run where you're actually using RNG manipulation is you spend pretty much the entire run trying to manipulate criticals in certain fights, drops in certain fights, but then what you are really going for is about 2 or so hours into the run, maybe more like 2.5. You are trying to get an item called the No Encounter Armor. And it's basically the first reasonable opportunity for you to get it. And then the no encounter armor, just like it sounds, you don't get any more random encounters for the entire rest of the run. If you are doing a full game run, it cuts about 8 minutes off of the time. But RNG manipulation is very difficult. It's basically like doing data entry while you play this game. So the true RNG mod is just kind of a fun way to play the game a little bit more casually. It reminds me a lot of randomizers, which I used to do a lot of when I first got into speedrunning. And it does have a leaderboard, but one of the stipulations of the leaderboard is you literally cannot get that no encounter armor during a run.
So, question for you, please. As somebody who's run both the true RNG and the tracking or the any percent variation game, which is your favorite?
It really depends. There is something extremely satisfying about that experience of getting the no encounter armor and basically just like beating the game at its own game. But it is a lot more work. It is a lot more of a stressful run. You basically have to use all your downtime to do that data entry like I was talking about, just so you can keep track of everything that's happened. Now, one thing that I do appreciate is there was actually a new version of the cutscene remover just this past week. And actually, I shouldn't even be calling it the cutscene remover. It is basically just called the Final Fantasy X speedrun mod now. And one of the things that did is we did not have a way as runners prior to this past week's release to pick our seed from the very beginning. So if I was doing a seeded run, I didn't have a way to actually pick the seed that I wanted. I basically just had to manipulate the... there's a way you can do it with when you start when you hit start, the seed is determined, and there's ways, like with a lot of this, that we can manipulate that. But it's still tedious, and it still doesn't always... the game does not always present in a way that you can get the seed that you want. So the mod this past week was really exciting for me as someone who likes to do manipulated runs, because now I don't have to futz around with getting the seed that I want before I get started. I can just pick it right from the start screen, basically, and I'm good to go. So I'm actually really excited to do more manipulated runs now as a result of that. But I like this game, or I like this version too, especially for casual practice. It is great.
I was gonna say I give you a lot of credit for being able to do the track version of this run. I've never had it live beyond high road, but certain fights as they start to come up, we'll talk about certain like weapon drops and things you're kind of hoping for to occur. It's nice to know really early on like that stuff's coming.
Yeah,
like Thunder Weapon Optitis would be huge, but you know, maybe that extra encounter and like Kilika is what pushes the item drop table into the right place, and it's chaotic, and for me, I lose track of what I'm doing, and then I couldn't even add trying to do it in a CSR run on top of it.
Yeah, it always looks so intimidating for myself, but I know one of these days I'm gonna sit down and really try to learn it.
It's a lot easier now for sure. Like I said, because you can basically just pick the seed that you want to practice every time and then get good consistent practice, which is really nice. Now, I will say for a marathon run, I really love doing true RNG because it's just so much more exciting, right? Like, you don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. There's just a lot that can kind of, you know, and the thing is, if I'm doing a manipulated run, I know what's going to happen, but it's not really something I can convey to you because I'm just looking at like a notepad document, honestly. So this is just way more exciting for us to just kind of be all having this experience together, where, you know, something at some point during this run, something wild or something unexpected or something trolly is going to happen, and I'm just going to be like, well, there you go, that's RNG for you. And like, that wouldn't necessarily happen if we were doing a manipulated run. So I like that. The
only thing that knows what's going to happen is the Thunder Plains as a conscious level.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that.
Yeah,
knows.
The Thunder Plains will likely try to kill me. We'll see how it does. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. In the early game, the main thing that I'm going to be caring about is critical hits. So there are certain fights, like the one that's going to be coming up here with the click, where if I get a critical hit at the right time, it is just really going to speed up that fight. It's going to be great. So that's what I'll be watching for.
you said this. The true RNG is exciting. Speaking of exciting, I want to jump in real fast here and let everybody know that we do have a couple more incentives open. Right now, you can donate to name the Bahamut summon as well as the Ixion summon. Right now, Bahamut's name potential could be Summoner, and Ixion's right now in leading is From the and Sparkles. So go make sure to go donate and select one that you like, or I think you can submit one of your own. Go do that right now. We also do have a donation from Rabbit Hikes saying, "Go Blaze," and that was for $10.
Hey, thanks, Rabbit. All right, so my main goal, other than get critical hits in this fight, is I want Riku to steal 2 grenades, and Riku already did that. Good job, Riku. So now we're just gonna beat on this thing until it expires.
Or the draw the connection. Somebody was trying to mess something up. Stay away from the summoner for the Aeon names.
I will let chat hear that line because it is a wonderful line, and I do have a way, even with the cutscene remover, to access it. So we'll do that for y'all. But yeah, so we've met Riku at this point. We are in Spira proper, the current timeline version. We are diving down here because since I played Blitzball, I can basically just swim underwater indefinitely, apparently. I have, like, gills. I don't know how Blitzball players work, but that's my assumption. But really, my main goal is I'm trying to steal 6 grenades before the boss fight. So I'm currently at 3, and I just need to make sure I steal every encounter until I have 6.
Can I jump in real fast?
Of course.
Wanted to challenge chat just a little bit. You know, we're talking about donations and all of our incentives. I think it would be really fun, just an idea floating past y'all, to donate. What is your favorite Final Fantasy? So if it's 10, maybe donate $10 if you're financially able. If it's 7, donate $7. Let us know what your favorite Final Fantasy is in your donation. Because there is going to be some wild answers, and I am excited to see them, because I feel like there's going to be so many different options.
I'm excited to tell you why you're wrong. I will say that to everybody's too, not just like my pet Final Fantasy. I'll find a reason why everybody's is wrong.
That would have me choking my drink there.
Hey, mine is Final Fantasy 2.
Okay, that is actually just incorrect, so... I got a rare steal there. I now have 6 grenades, so that'll speed this fight up a little bit, which is nice.
So it's gonna be like when we ran 9 and we were talking about birds, but we just argued about why 2 was a terrible game.
I mean, there is a lot of time for us to talk about anything that y'all want to talk about, so, you know, if you want to just lob some hot takes at us, RPG related. I know it's RPG day here at Prevent-A-Thon, so yeah, we are just here for 3.5 hours of wholesome goodness, celebrating this game, celebrating this series, even with all of the silly shenanigans and flaws that the games have. So
yeah. So we're having a good night, so we don't need to be talking about 2.
So since we're talking about hot takes, arranged is better than original.
Ooh, okay.
Where was that eject button? I think I had it somewhere.
I mean, I'm the one that picked the arranged soundtrack for the run, so I deserve that. All right, we got an ambush here, which is not that big of a deal, actually. It's just gonna... It slows things down a little bit, but also usually you prevent this from happening. So I think I kind of got the slowest possible version of this fight. This is not Ultros, by the way. This is Tros. You know, very obviously canonically different than Ultros.
Do we? So.
Ooh, that was a crit.
I imagine you two know, like, percentage-wise, what's the rarity that a grenade throw actually gets a critical hit on
Like the one we just saw?
Yeah, it's very low. That's all I know. I don't actually know the crit rate for grenades.
Somebody once told me it's 15%, and I'm like, there's no way.
That seems way too high. I was gonna say 5. If you know,
I
in
would
chat.
accept 0.15.
Oh, hold on. There we go. I just need to throw one more grenade, and you are donezo, my good sir.
Yeah, you immediately lost time because of a terrible ambush, which you've had a couple real bad ambushes already, and then immediately proceed to get the grenade crit. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the game giveth, the game taketh away. It's not that big, you know, you don't want to get too mad at the game when it's just kind of doing its thing, you know. You trust that it'll make it up to you later, but yeah, ambushes and preemptive strikes, that's another thing we'll be talking about a lot during this run. They are another thing that I don't have any control over, whereas if you're doing not even a manipulated run, but, you know, you don't have to manipulate the encounter tracker. And so one of the things I tell people if they are, you know, getting into the speedrun of this game and they want to do some seeded runs is you don't have to do full RNG tracking right away, but just start paying attention to, you know, your encounter tracker and different things like that, because you can manipulate and work with that too. And that is much easier to do than doing a full-on RNG tracked run. So, oop. And this is Waka. Waka is the official himbo of the game. So,
oh boy.
among other things, yes. Let's hope for good pitch.
We'll go with himbo.
For good pitch.
He does become a dad in 10-2, so
yeah.
Papa Waka.
All right, so basically the way that the Lagoon works as a normal rule is if it is a set of 2 fish, I will fight it. If it is a set of 3 or 4, I will not fight it unless it is a preempt. And I will cry if I get ambushed by a set of 4, because I will be sitting here for like a minute with just getting nibbled on. Depending on my AP, I will check in a second. I might do a little bit of extra fighting, because if you get enough AP before the next sequence, you will be able to basically make it so that the fight with Kamari that's coming up is essentially free. So I'm gonna just try to escape from this encounter. Waka is absolutely letting me down. Thanks, Waka. There we go.
Got a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
Just out of pure curiosity for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is the experience curve very tight for this run, or is it pretty loose, RPGs wise?
The experience curve for this run is routed extremely tightly, but there are plenty of backups if something gets messed up. But usually I don't have to think too hard about it. Money, similarly, is also routed pretty tightly, but if everything goes according to plan, I don't have to think too hard about it.
Okay, fair enough. Then next question, it's a thought question was posed to me the other day. So when it first came out, Final Fantasy X2 was maybe not the most well-received game.
Yes.
With currently right now, you know, K-pop Demon Hunter is a movie that no one has ever heard of. Do you think that X2 would be better received now if it re-released? Considering that idol groups are now way more popular than they were in the 2000s?
I mean,
That's a good question.
I think X2 is a fantastic game, and the remastered version is already amazing. It doesn't really need another re-release, in my opinion, but yeah, X2 is great. And yeah, I agree. It is like ripe. Like, it is time for X2 to kind of like re-enter the public consciousness. So, not that there's anything wrong with 10, but yeah, you are very right. The fever dream that is 10-2 is like very aligning with a lot of things in pop culture, like K-pop Demon Hunters for sure. So,
funny enough, 10-2 also has the outstandingly huge speedrun community, especially with like our transgender allies and all that are often found running in that category.
Yeah, just in general, it is a game with a cult following, but the cult is very large and very welcoming, is what I would say. This game is probably the most accessible Final Fantasy speedrun out there currently, so it also has, in my opinion, the best guide that I've ever seen in any speed game. So if you are a new runner, you can grab the guide for this game, you can learn one skip, and you are pretty much good to go on the cutscene remover version of this game. And you don't have to do any RNG manipulation, you can do the true RNG run, and I promise you, if you follow the directions, you will finish a run, and if you screw up, it will be your fault, and you will be able to learn from your mistakes. So it is just, it's a great game that way, very accessible. 10.2 as well. I have not done much with 10.2, but similarly, it is, you know, has a great community and lots of good resources for you, so.
That's very true. With Final Fantasy X being my very first entry into the world of speedrunning, following that guide right down to the letter, you are guaranteed a completed run. And it's awesome. And again, just like how Blaze had said, if there is a mess up where there's like a run killer, you can learn from your mistakes from it. You can pinpoint exactly where things went wrong, and take a look and see what you need to correct course for future runs. So it's very accessible and beginner friendly.
Yep. I have lost runs of this game in every conceivable fashion, and that is how I learned.
So you don't have to pay for name ready.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that too. Yeah, Valfor's name will be right after we finish this temple, so.
I was legitimately just looking it up.
Yeah.
Making sure I had it ready for you. Did want to jump in real fast as well, saying thank you for the $19 from Noko Face, saying good luck with the run, Blaze. Happy to put any amount to a good cause. Here's $10 for Final Fantasy X, and an extra $9 for the best game in the series, Final Fantasy IX.
All right, we can talk about that in a second, but I need that Valfor name now.
I believe it's going to be Stay Away.
All right, we'll do that. There we go.
Does it matter if it's all in caps?
I can make it all caps, that's fine.
Okay.
That is actually, for like what it is, that's definitely more, that's definitely better, because it is a harsh warning. You will all see in just a second. Also, apparently, like, the most obnoxious name to type. Okay, there we go. All right, so really quick, I want everybody to hear this.
Stay away from the summoner!
You heard the old woman chat. Stay away from the summoner.
No, I love those lines, especially, you're a bad man! Or maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all. Me, every time I fire up a new run.
Yeah.
No, with that said, generally, it is a great game. Like you said, it's a very comfy speed run. You talked about how tight like the EXP route is, and I've had runs where I've made one glyph and or I forget to use one teleport sphere and I'm a glyph short, and next thing you know, I'm a minute behind on PB. If anything ever goes wrong, the first thing Blaze asks me goes, what'd you do with the spear grid again? I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
Could it be RNG today? No.
I mean, you can't. I know you never got taught how to count to 4, so it's okay. I'm gonna be 1 XP short, by the way, for that free Kamari fight, so that's okay. We will have a hopefully a nice chill Kamari fight where I could die as opposed to one where I had no chance of dying.
So what we're referencing coming up here is in the duel against Kamari, if we average 125 damage over the 5 attacks, you don't have to do the 6.
Spells of ice and ice fiends.
Naturally, if you go for the low roll, you have to do the 6. You have to stop and heal. So not only are you losing just 1 turn, realistically, I think he gets a double attack off. You throw the potion and you lose 30 seconds, like almost immediately. And mind you, we're only 22 minutes into the run, and this is probably the last of the early hard RNG set. And from here, it's just kind of coasting again until Blitzball.
Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah, I will have to unfortunately pay attention during this fight. Unless I get a critical, then I can turn my brain off. All right, that's a high roll.
other alternative too isn't it like 2 dodges?
Yeah, 2 dodges, you're also safe. I've hit 3 high rolls so far, so that's good.
Yeah, you're plus 11 right now.
That's... Yeah, and a dodge, I should be totally safe.
Yeah.
Can I jump in and read something for Little Warriors real fast?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Little Warriors Be Brave Ranch by Ray Labont and family is a specialized, intensive, trauma-informed, evidence-based treatment center focused on helping children, teens, and families who've been impacted by child sexual abuse trauma. The Be Brave Ranch program offers a 1-year combined on-site and outpatient program designed with significant input from many leading academic and clinical experts who specialize in child sexual abuse and trauma.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. This is actually going to be a pretty long fight where we are going to summon Stay Away and build up the overdrive meter for the summon. We're going to be doing this for several, not this specifically, but several of our early boss fights are going to hinge on Stay Away having a full overdrive meter going into the fight. So we're going to be doing some specific strategies to manipulate that.
So we do also get the approval to use turbo in these fights too. So this is a really good one to just hit the turbo button to sit down the controller, get a nice big stretch in. So we are going to be here for the next 3.5 hours. Get nice and comfy.
Not this fight specifically, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
You got to take your breaks where you can. Fights like this, when you're doing like a manipulated run, fights like this are great because this is I can turn my attention to the data entry element of it and really focus in on that. So
on the additional 6 hours and the scenes that we need to see.
Yeah. I always joke too. I mean, it's actually true, but like, if you're gonna do a manipulated run, it's actually way more chill to do like the full game version, because that way you actually get like the normal cutscene breaks and things like that to do your tracking and things like that. This is my first sphere grid menu of the run. I'm going to be getting Cheer, as well as that Strength +1, which would have guaranteed a free Kamari fight for me, but we got it now, so.
To jump in with a couple things real fast. We have $50 from Dragon Hunt saying, now begins the journey of a blitzball hunk taking on gods. Agreed with that, and thank you so much. As well as $5 from Titus saying, ha 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 ha. And I will say, all we need is one Final Fantasy IX fan to donate $9, and we will meet the milestone for one of the previous Prevent-A-Thons, as well as getting us up to $2,000.
Oh wow!
I'm saying exciting. One Final Fantasy IX fan. Or we just need several Final Fantasy fans to come together and say, hey, we'll make it here. We'll get the 2,000 and then we'll break on through with our limit break and raise even more for such an amazing charity.
I was going to say we could find 3 Final Fantasy 3 fans, but that might be really challenging, so...
Or like, what, 4.5 Final Fantasy 2 fans? It's time to rise up, Final Fantasy 2 fans.
Let's say, could do a $10 train for Final Fantasy X here.
Oh yeah.
Always a valid option. You don't have to stop at 9.
Yeah, one fun thing that you can certainly donate for too is this is the first Final Fantasy that had voice acting, so it wasn't always the best voice acting. We've already kind of seen the one line, which is very memorable, but if you have a memorable Final Fantasy X line, we always love to hear those, because I'm not going to be able to hear any of those during the run, and neither are you, so we might as well make the host read them.
My favorite still, I want to be a blitzball when I grow up.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I'll say, if someone donates 100 solid, 100 right here, I will walk across my house and I will yell the ha 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 line. I'll walk around and I'll do it across the room so we're not blowing out the microphone. I felt like I could hear the cold chill of Restream going, no, please don't blow out our eardrums like that. Please, no. But it'll be across the room, and then later on, my wife and children will be like, what were you doing yelling last night? Like, look, it was for charity. It was for a good reason. Yes, Tea Tree, I'll walk across the room. Oh, dear.
Also, we're here now for the mini RNG in this fight. By the way, we do have something called Bluesky. These animations are naturally very slow and not fun to watch.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cross your fingers here that when Veil Force squared up here, and there is a chance that we'll move fast enough we miss one animation. So it's always kind of fun to see. Final Fantasy X speedruns has a whole chockload of tiny RNG segments like that. So you got your Gamba within the Gamba.
Yeah, one other thing again here, just to kind of explain, like, this is actually fine because, look, my overdrive meter is refilled again. As long as I don't low roll anything, I will finish this fight with Valfor out, and then we'll be all set to move on, and we'll be all ready to go for the next boss fight. So it might seem a little slow in the moment, but this is all very deliberate.
We'll miss the overdrives though. We do see what,
perfect.
5 total
Yep.
outside the tutorial ones.
That's I'm not sure. I think that sounds right. And then this is another fight where if I get a critical with Titus or 2 criticals with Waka, I get to skip an entire cycle. So I'm really hoping to get those crits in this fight here.
I find that asking nicely.
Yeah,
they start to appear.
that does help. Is confirmed. It is the teachings.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I have bad RNG some days in this game. On my channel,
Because you don't say please?
I curse at it quite a bit.
You need to learn how to say please.
I remind the game how upsetting spaghetti I get at it throughout the 3.5 hours.
It is true. All right, nothing yet. So we basically have one more chance with Titus to get a crit. Otherwise, we'll be for the longer version of this fight, which again, in the grand scheme of things, isn't a huge deal. But you know, if you're going for PB, like you're watching your previous split where you got it, it's like if you don't get it now, you just lose 15 seconds randomly, and that's kind of just like randomizer stuff. So it happens.
But now we're just keeping an eye out for the weapon drops itself to see if that'll help.
Yep, yeah, there's potentially... Oh, and of course he gets the crit there.
Yeah.
That is the first of what we call a useless crit, because it doesn't affect the outcome of the fight at all. Thanks. We should probably talk about overdrives as well, so can you kind of talk about that, because that's really important for this fight, actually. Or overkills, excuse me.
I was going to say, I was like, where are we going with overdrive? I don't know.
I did an overdrive to get an overkill. Yeah.
So we are kind of... So Final Fantasy X has a weird mechanic in the background of the overkill system, where you get twice the inventory drops, whether it be ability spheres, power spheres, etc., weapons, armor. You're going to get twice of what you originally would have got, and then you get time and a half the EXP values. We can utilize that system here on the boss fights in order to maximize the amount of experience we're getting, because coming up here through Kilika Woods is like one of the very few times we're actually going to take fights. Otherwise, entirely after this, it's the EXP we get from the bosses. So we want to get as much as we can, as fast as we can, because right now Blaze is trying to get 5 sphere levels before the Obliterator fight to get haste, which can be kind of a massive difference. So if you don't get the overkill, unfortunately, you can end up slowing or having your run die, unfortunately. So you're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah, the other thing specifically for this area is this is where I'm going to get the majority of the speed spheres that I'm going to use during the run. So I'm hoping I can get enough kills that I can get enough speed spheres to basically last me the entire rest of the run. But it's also tricky because I don't want to force extra encounters, because I don't know what they're going to be. They could just be a complete waste of my time. So unless I really strike out, I will be taking the minimum number of encounters and just kind of hoping I get the ones that give me the enemies that I actually want to fight. So
yeah, otherwise minimum here is 5 encounters for 45 AP, keeps us on track to get haste after the Obliterator, which is kind of the last chance you need to get it.
yeah.
And Panda mentioned we were kind of looking for the Ice Brain in the Chili's fight there. It would have given Titus the Lizard's weakness. I saw 2 scouts.
I know, me too. I chuckled because of that. Yeah, that was funny.
And so overkills right now count as 2 enemies to kill, so that really helps as well. So he's already 4 out of the 5 minimum, but again, we're gonna farm some speed until we either get haste or we get irritated at all the plans.
Yep. That was my favorite encounter, by the way, the one that I just got. So we like that one. I'll likely get one more encounter here before the next boss fight. And then, yeah, this one's not as great, but I also learned the best ability in the run, which is Flee, so we have that now. So as long as Titus gets a turn, I can run from every encounter now.
But will you go so easy on them next time, Blaze?
I won't go so easy on him next time.
I'm gonna hear that line quite a bit.
Yes. The call-outs, or whatever they're called, the shout-backs, they're a thing in this game. Oh, I got it.
Shout out. I have to point out that Derrick just made a Spirits Within reference.
Also, speaking of shout-outs, thank you for $10 from Anonymous saying, they say that donating to charity is like Spear's ray of light, and with that we have broken $2,000.
Hey. Congratulations, Prevent-A-Thon.
Let's go.
It's always so great to be a part of this. I will say, if you want to know a little bit more about Little Warriors, where we're donating, make sure to type in !info in chat. And I just want to say thank you everybody for tuning in and for all of the support. It has been amazing to watch everybody raise so much money for such an excellent cause. I just want to say thank you for your support and donating and sharing, and to all the runners as well for giving us their time and energy, and yeah, just want to say thank you to everybody who's donating, and let's keep it going. We hit 2,000. I think we can make 3 and beyond.
Heck yeah. Got a lot of Final Fantasy X left, if nothing else. We got 2 more Bid Wars as well, for Ixion and Bahamut.
Yes.
On a personal note, I will mention really quick. There was a fun thing that happened this week, which is that Taco Bell released a Baja Blast pie. I don't know if anybody else saw that. I tried very hard to get one of those because Baja Blast is basically how we're gonna do the second half of this run. But alas, I was not able to find one in time for the event. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so you mentioned a lot of Final Fantasy left. We do also have incentives left. Right now, we still have open the Bahamut and Ixion name bid war. Bahamut is right now. We still have Summoner. All caps. Gotta have it that way. Ixion, we have from the.
I see what's happening here.
We're gonna have to pick it up because. Right now, Sparkles is sitting in the lead. So if we want to stay away from the Summoner, Ixion from the you gotta start putting in those bids right now. How long till those close?
Ixion, we probably got about half an hour. Bahamut, we probably got about an hour, roughly.
Okay. Chat, you heard 30 minutes. Ixion, if we want to keep the meme train running, so we can stay away from the Summoner, we got to go ahead and start getting in those donations right now. Use !donate to go check that out. Don't forget to set your incentives as well as your bid war, okay? It has changed from previous years. When I donated earlier, I was like, oh, this is a little bit different. Go check it out. Go donate, and if you're financially able to be comfortable. Also, go and tell your friends and family. It would be funny enough to open up the windows for me 10 o'clock at night and shout out into the ether and say, hey, I'm watching Prevent-A-Thon 6, the Final Fantasy X run, and I think we should donate. Do it. Tell your friends, family, and let them know what is going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I will also just mention, if I don't want everybody to get too locked in on those one particular bid name wars, it wouldn't be a Final Fantasy run if one of the characters wasn't named Arby's. So that is always a classic go-to if you want to do the contrarian play, in my opinion.
True.
It's a little sad though we don't get to name the fire puppy.
Yeah. There used to be one, well, there's a big new skip in this run that if you haven't seen a Final Fantasy X speedrun in a while is gonna like probably blow your mind a little bit. But we used to have one scenario where we would maybe use Ixion as a backup, and we don't even have that anymore because we skipped that entire sequence. So, yeah, so no more Ixion. I'm sorry, I was saying Ixion, I meant Ifrit, the other one with 5 letters that starts with I. But that's why we're not naming Ifrit and Shivas, that there are no uses for them in the run. And so we wouldn't have you donate for something that wouldn't show up, chat, so. All right, so I'm gonna get a few more encounters here on the way out. I've also gone through 2 sequences now without giving a shout out to my friend Scala Kitty, who coined the Yevon Temple's Puzzle Church, which I just think is the greatest thing ever. So shout outs to Scala, shout outs to Puzzle Church. We got a few more of those still over the run, because that is kind of the structure of Final Fantasy X. You do a gameplay sequence, and then you do a puzzle sequence without any encounters. Kind of like a little bit of a palate cleanser, I guess. I don't know, but it's good times.
Nothing says like earning the rights to an Aeon by doing a half-baked puzzle.
Ooh, that's awkward. Okay,
my heart.
I'm gonna get. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I get my 1 kill here, and then I'm gonna. Okay, didn't run away, but it's okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I'm gonna say, we said it was a half-baked puzzle, then all of a sudden Titus is locked in stone.
He's
I'm
a statue.
Just saying.
Yep. Yeah, so really quick combat rule, Final Fantasy X. As long as one of your characters escapes, you're fine. You won't game over. Your entire party has to game over. So.
I actually had that happen to me for the first time the other day. I was like, what do I do here? Oh yeah, reset.
Oh, another ambush. I'm getting a lot of ambushes. Hopefully I'm just getting all my ambushes out of the way now, because they are very annoying.
I'll be right back.
Not so scary here as they are on like Old Road or ambush planes.
Yeah, there will definitely be some parts of this run where we are significantly underpowered compared to the normal monsters. This is not one of them. This is probably enough kills. It's not really ideal, but I'm just gonna roll with this.
I like how the other, or most of the Final Fantasy games, they follow that rule of if at least someone in the party leaves the fight, you guys are good. I love that safety net not being present in Final Fantasy 13. That was wonderful. If your protagonist goes out,
yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, when I started playing Persona games, that was a pretty rude awakening. It's like, oh, that's how that mechanic works in this game. That stinks.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought you were gonna make a reference towards the my 2 friends got up, but we're gonna leave Titus behind, stuck in stone.
Yep.
No, they drag him.
Yeah.
They just hide in the bushes.
Yeah,
for a
they
little
hide
bit,
the bushes and then go
picked
back
out.
and pick them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just carry him away.
So really quick on this sequence, this is in the game where you would normally try to learn the Jek shot. We are not going to learn the Jek shot because when I play Blitzball a little bit later, I don't need it to win. And also for the cutscene remover, because it is a speedrun mod, and the way that it works to, take stuff out of the game, if you actually get the Jek shot, it will crash the cutscene remover. So don't get the Jek shot if you're trying to speedrun this game, for a variety of reasons.
You can't do it, kid.
You just can't do it, kid.
Well, Anonymous.
I just noticed that comment. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say Anonymous believes you can do it by donating $11, saying "Go Blaze, go."
Hey.
Also, can we embrace the subtle and the gentle bap as the ball hit Titus?
There are a lot of boops in this game. I will not lie.
Yes.
Sin even gets a boop at a point,
We'll be booping. Bahamut likes to boop things.
which is great for a bunch of furries in chat. Also, I have to bring it up mostly because this is something that is relevant to King every time he plays Final Fantasy X. That man knows how to break this game and 8 ways to Sunday.
Not intentionally. Just
It's not my fault.
It's just a
It's not my
gift.
fault. It's the teachings. I went against the teachings.
The store's in a state.
All right, I do have to do a quick menu here to get a particular weapon. It looks like I have
One of two
more
shots
than
in
enough
a row.
money. Yep.
The people here so into the. Gotta.
I love that capitalist
I came in here
guy.
with, I came out with into it with 4,500 gil, and I was like, what happened here? Which bank did I rob?
Yeah, sometimes you're a little short on money there.
They are
It's not usually an issue. There's a backup chest like right there, but you don't want to have to go get it. But yeah, we need to buy the stunning steel there for a couple boss fights later on where we want to inflict the slow status on the boss if possible. So
Blaze, are you gonna get the chest at Jose, or are you skipping that?
I always get the chest at Jose. I have stopped getting the chest in Macalania Woods.
Okay.
I actually stopped getting the chest at Jose, and I get the javelin.
Yeah, I've been doing that too. I've been trying to experiment around with it. And
Okay.
It's nice, but I'm also really scared that I'm gonna get to the end. I'll be
Yeah. Like you don't have enough. Yeah, we'll get there. The money check at the end of the game is literally, do you have enough money to spare change to like throw at the final boss?
And it's funny because now I'm actively going through all of the Final Fantasy games for the first time, the earlier ones, and I've been making it a point to always learn the ability of throwing gil for the final boss, thanks to the speedrun.
Is it
That's not
the
if you're not
number?
spending all your gil in gold saucer.
Yeah. Well,
The number of times where the
I'll talk about
easiest way to
Gold
beat a Final Fantasy game is to throw money at your problems is more than one. Nice.
We'll have to teach you the Final Fantasy X penance speedrun then, Kando, where you just pay Yojimbo a bunch of money.
you don't even guaranteed anything with that though. That's like a chance. You can give
great.
Jimbo
Yep.
everything in the world, and he'll be like, no.
Got a nice relevant crit there that saved Kamari having to use his overdrive to keep the sequence in order, so we like that.
This is probably my favorite point to have case of, like, at the latest. Like,
Yeah.
it makes a massive difference in this fight.
Yeah.
You feel nice. It feels great.
Yeah. Yeah, if Kilika Woods had gone a little bit better, I'd already have haste right now, and you basically, for this fight, just put haste on Lulu and zap everything. But we don't have that option, so we're just kind of plowing our way through, more or less.
No, I think I stepped away a little bit earlier when it was mentioned, but this is using an updated version of the cutscene remover?
Yeah, it just came out a few days ago. It didn't actually affect the cutscene remover other than fixing some of the music, which, like, for the marathon run is actually going to be fantastic.
Okay.
But for tracked runs, it lets you change the... it lets you pick the seed that you want to run, basically. So that's really exciting for those of us who enjoy doing RNG tracking. But, like, yeah, enjoy music in this fight. It hasn't been... here in the cutscene remover for a long time.
There's music in this fight? What?
I don't like it. Get the music out of here.
I feel uncomfortable now.
I like the awkwardness. Because all you hear is just birds in the background.
Yeah. Honking.
So what we're laughing at is the 1.6.0 version, which was the most recent up until a couple days ago. This fight was completely silent.
Yeah.
So when you get the little sound from the crane drop, that was the only audio cue you got in this, other than Blue casting thunder.
And honking. You would get random honking in the background.
Oh yeah, the honking.
Yeah.
My favorite is still the crane. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, and just for reference, at this point, I believe the cutscene remover mod has been out for almost 5 years now at this point. It came out right around New Year's, I want to say 2021, because that's when I started running this game. Now I'm going to do something a little weird at the end of this fight. I'm going to actually finish the fight with Titus. Would one of you like to explain why I'm doing that?
it increases the possible chance of a weapon being dropped for that character to get the killing blow.
I actually got a Thunderball. That is so interesting. All right. Well, that's actually the best thing that could have happened, but I was not expecting it at all. So Waka gets a Thunderball. Waka is actually going to be really useful in the run now, so good job, Waka, I guess. Yeah, that is a very uncommon occurrence where Titus gets the kill on the Obliterator and you get a Waka Thunder weapon. All right. Speaking of Blitzball, it is time.
Welcome to the Blitzball.
Yeah, it is time to play the game.
I think speaking of, go ahead, real fast.
Oh, if you had something, because I'm going to explain Blitzball, why it's really important. It's also a really long description.
We do have $100 from Musical saying, who likes triangles? Coyotes. After all, they are triangles. Who likes spinning? Coyotes. After all, have you seen them chase their tails? Coyotes would make great Blitzball players. Good luck, Blaze. Let's obliterate this run.
Thanks, Quill.
Also, I'd like to point out that was $100. So in a couple seconds, at the appropriate time, I'm going to walk across the room and do the I said I'd do it.
Oh, this is very bad.
Timing is perfect after Blitzball.
Oh, that is not a good start. Okay. Yeah,
So,
that is exactly what happened to me in my warm-up run too. So, anyway, go ahead, Syl. We're gonna have a lot of time to talk in just a moment, but yeah, go ahead.
This wouldn't have happened if we had coyotes as players.
I need a coyote on my team.
Park.
Oh crap, that is incorrect. Hold on.
So what is really important here in Blitzball is ultimately, because we are competitive gamers here, we want to win Blitzball. So the route that we will run completely deviates from here. Either you win, you get the strength sphere, saves you a bit of menu, you don't have to go do a certain activity and home during the Victor Desert sequence, or you lose and you have to. Blaze and I had a set of notes at our Furry Week in Atlanta race where he kicked my butt. We had to flip the book around and there was a sad face on it because you got to do the extra steps and you do not are in. The announcers just completely say the goers are great. It's awful. Ultimately, though, what happens is you lose several minutes on the run because it is an extra encounter. Doing the puzzle on the chest is time consuming. So we are kind of hoping we win from here. So normally what should have happened, should is a very operative word here, is we somehow get the ball back. Jasu outswims the entire Luca goers, so we can run around the pool. They'll never catch him. We want Titus to get the ball for a moment so he can get to level 3. And then we just kind of hide behind the keeper here, or we hide at the bottom of the blitz pool. So very riveting. You see the triangle spin, spin, spin.
Yes.
And it's great. But now Blaze has got the added challenge because in the back half, when Titus is 3, he'll have spear shot, and he'll have. Normally you would get to 1 goal and then you would try to steal the ball away and hide again. But Blaze is gonna have to really show off his skills here and see if he can get one with Titus and one with Waka.
So I just want to point out the notes say if you get scored on, just lose intentionally. This is a marathon run, and Mama didn't raise no quitter, so we are not going to deliberately lose this game. I might still lose it, but I'm going to go down fighting. I'll say that. So I really, really do not want to lose Blitzball because the route is totally different if I lose Blitzball, and it's slower, and I don't like it. So
yeah,
I
there's
like
a lot of it. There's a lot of additional steps.
Yeah.
Just as the result of losing this, and I always struggle with it so much, and it's insane because of how tightly knit this guide is for completion.
Yep.
If you miss out on a single thing, it can derail everything. And in this case, it's what is it? It's a strength sphere.
Yep. So strength
Yep,
plus
I'm
4.
missing one. I will be missing one strength sphere if I don't win Blitzball, and it completely changes the entire run.
Yeah, it changes everything.
Normally, if you're doing like PB attempts, like running Blitzball loss is viable. But once you're kind of at the point where the three of us are, you would reset here.
Okay, I'm gonna stop everybody there. We need to think positive thoughts here because we're gonna come back and win this game. We're gonna make the goers goners. So I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear the L word anymore until we get through this.
Lots of wins.
I'm gonna send you the energy back for when I got the lucky 7s on GDQ main stage. So that's the positivity I'm sending.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, it's
I need some positivity in the chat too. So
I'm casting
let's
cheer.
let's cheer for the Oryx, everyone.
But
so what I'm doing right here, I'm basically waiting until the right time so that I can score with Titus and have there's kind of like a hidden mini break in the second half where at the 3-minute mark we're gonna get another halftime. So I want to score as close to that 3-minute mark as I can. So I'm gonna try to do that now.
I believe.
I don't have any good luck emotes. I only have you, Yevon, so I'm just gonna send a lot of you. A lot of bug.
Luca's got the energy. Here's some crab rave.
All right. So step 1, we need to score here. All right, we got that barely. Oh my God, he almost stopped that.
I was a little nervous. It's okay.
Okay. And now we're gonna get to the second half. Waka is gonna come in, and Waka needs to score as well.
And this is
because otherwise we're going to overtime.
I have faith that I believe you're gonna get the ball first. I believe.
I don't.
I believe. Don't say that. I believe. See, this is what happens.
I shouldn't have doubted you. I know, it's true. I just said this.
For all the doubters.
Yep.
Any Final Fantasy X runner knows, by the way, up until Blitzball, this entire speedrun's just been a just chatting space. Because you don't have a run until you're through Blitzball.
Yeah, and one other thing that we'll talk about pretty quickly after that, but yeah, that is true. All right, we're good here. Okay, we got the ball. Having the ball is good. Jasu's got the ball. We're gonna escape kind of down this way. Abus can't play defense, so we just kind of pick on Abus.
Poor Abus.
His one weakness, he can't tackle. He can't tackle anyone. Yeah.
I did have a quick question. If you had a seeded run, right? Is the RNG for this solved as well, or
no?
Okay. This is
like the one part, yeah, that is still random even in a seeded run, yeah.
Okay.
All you could do here
this is a little. Oh, what do I want to do here? I want to dribble out of this. Okay, yeah, that was the correct choice. Kind of. I kind of threw myself off there because I didn't realize what was going to happen. All right, this is going to be a little tight, and I do have to. I'm probably going to have to evade Grav.
Is this a Venom shop?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to get the shot off. All right, Waka. Everybody root for Waka.
Waka. Praise.
Goal!
Hey!
Let's go!
All right. Exactly what happened in my practice run. Got behind early, had to do a come from behind win. So we're good. All right, everybody can relax now. They're not going to score in 4 seconds.
Not with that attitude.
Ooh, all right. Yeah. Well, there are a bunch of quitters over there. So.
Waka's really
All right, and now we get to do. That was exciting. That was about as exciting as Blitzball can get.
Was a hero.
Yep.
map, good extractor
Yep,
fight because of
and-
him.
Yeah.
How you didn't still one-shot that, I don't know.
Low roll, plus I haven't cheered yet. This fight's a little... It's a little slow to get going, but because I have the Thunderball, I'm going to be able to basically one-shot these things with both of my party members, so...
So what Blaze is doing, by the way, is it's a little deviation from the notes because it comes from the old route, but he is trying to guarantee, again, the overkills that we talked about earlier. So you get a minimum of 17 string spheres, but I believe you need to get, 8 more throughout the course of the run. So every overkill here gives us the bonus, and it ultimately helps us down the way, because there's backups, but why do the backup if you can fight the fish?
It's true.
It's a good fish.
Yep. Also, we're just gonna be kind of, yeah, this is what happens, by the way, when you win the Blitzball tournament. They release live Sahagins into the pool. So this is actually part of the ritual when you win the championship.
This is what the Luca goers do when they lose because they're such sore losers.
The goers are goners,
Yeah.
but on the way out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Silly fish. Then Seymour comes and shows us anima. Very frightening.
Yeah.
Also, can we shout out to the fans in the stands right now? They're still cheering.
They're cheering in very like they only have like 3 animations and they just kind of cycle between those, but they're cheering. And we love that for them.
They're like, yeah, blood in the pool.
All right, and then Orin shows back up. Welcome back to the game, Orin. And Orin also wants to get on the overkill party. That's actually relevant because I get an extra power sphere from that as well.
Very good.
Good segment.
Yep. All right, and then this thing can actually be a little bit annoying. It's a little less annoying in true RNG because I don't care as much about if I die or if I have a character die or not. But I kind of like to blind it so that I don't have to think too hard.
Yeah, I've been getting into the habit of doing that too. It's my brain my brain gets so tired from Blitzball. I just want to relax a little bit for this moment.
Yeah.
I think the only benefit of what not blinding it is farming the overdrive for Titus and Walker a little bit earlier, but the Chocobo Eater seems to get kind of feisty.
That or any of the ambushes that if you do get
The
any
inevitable
from
ambushes.
Mayhem.
Yeah.
It is nice to have an overdrive on Waka for the extractor later, but by no means required.
Oh yeah.
Though I have done this at
Yeah, I won't actually need it now because of the Thunderball, so that's good.
Yeah. I have done the Sag though, where I've had to use Titus's overdrive on the extractor. It's like the last possible version. I'm too scared to do a manual. Is that a Thunderblade too?
It was a Thunderblade, so I could have actually got a Lightning Steel if I'd gotten the. Well, I don't know this for sure, but in all likelihood, I would have gotten a Lightning Steel, which is Titus's Thunder Weapon. If I had gotten the kill with him. That's not something I normally... That's actually something I will do if I haven't gotten any lightning weapons to that point. I will try to get a kill with either Titus or Waka for that fight. But it is definitely not necessary, so not a big deal.
I actually got
Mostly
my
just
first
funny.
Lightning Steel on there the other day, and I had completely forgotten, because I'm de-rusting in this category still. And
yeah.
It dropped it. I was like, wait, what? Why does a bird have a lightning weapon?
So I think our intrepid host has some yelling to do here momentarily, so I'm gonna give them the floor.
So just a heads up for anybody who's wearing headphones, all right? I don't know how loud
Like
it's actually gonna be, but we're mirroring this scene where Titus goes, ha ha ha, and I had said for $100, I would do that. I'd walk across the room and do that. So once again, headphone users beware. Take them off. I won't be able to hear anything for just a couple seconds, so hang tight. I will be right there.
It's awesome.
And this is y'all's donation efforts.
What?
That made this happen. So big thank you.
I told ya.
Man, I hope that was as funny as I thought it would be.
So on our end, at least here in the call, I caught like a half second.
Yeah.
And it was loud, and then you just faded off after that.
That was great.
Yeah.
I fully expect my children to be like, tomorrow going, Dad, what was you doing?
The things we do for charity.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
All right. So now that we're back to this, this is the first of one of many maps where I will just be running from every encounter that I get. So I'm way more interested in whether I'm getting ambushed or not.
I'll be right back.
Also, there are certain formations where the dog enemy will be faster. There's one or two other enemies as well, but there will be a couple enemies that potentially can be faster than me. So they can kind of get in a sneaky hit before I can run away. So I do have to be kind of managing my hit points here and paying attention to things like that as well.
Did you say puppy? Bark, bark, bark.
Puppies!
Living
Only the
like
puppies are
lemons.
fast enough.
I'd say, what's your favorite Titus line as he taunts the enemies?
I'm a guardian now, so watch out! That one's mine.
Yeah. Guardians
And then
don't
he just
think. They just
and then
fight.
he just gets like, yeah.
Like, don't break any bones, all the bad, and then Aura's just like,
Yeah.
just absolutely ruthless.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
It is worth mentioning. So there is a tiny oddity in this speedrun category. So this game can be played in various languages, and depending on the language of the game, you can actually save time from the callbacks and dialogue that's said in encounters, because you can't leave the encounter until all the dialogue is done.
Let's do it.
And in other
I'll be right
languages, naturally, the dialogue hits the screen faster, and you can get out of the dialogue the fastest. I do believe right now Chris is running it. He's trying to do a sub 3 hour without load times. I think he's doing it all in Chinese, and that's possible because of that language difference.
Interesting. How many steaks do you think we can get out of these?
That one is actually one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Because it's about a behemoth as well. It's like, behemoth steak. It's probably pretty good, actually. Oh, yeah. How can a bird grow so big? I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Back your needles. No, that thing will beat
Need
us.
some help.
Need some help. It's dead.
Yeah. That one really tickles you, so.
It really does. Except when it finally happened to me, because he's like, "Do you need some help?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then Lulu joins the fight. Is everything all right? No. I was
And then the Kamari
bad.
has none, because Kamari doesn't talk, because Kamari's smart. Kamari is the smartest one in the party.
I won't go so easy on you next
Blaze
time.
did just walk past one of the strongest creatures in the game, named Shalinda, by the way.
Right, that was actually a really good high road. No ambushes and very minimal kind of getting bonked by stuff before I was able to run away. So that was very good.
Shalinda blessed you.
Yeah.
Shout out Shalinda.
All right, so now we have a fight with the Chocobo Eater, which I am not going to even bother trying to win because it is slow and you don't need to win it. Sorry, Chocobos. The Chocobos will be fine. I promise we will see them all very soon after the fight, and they will look very happy and not at all eaten. So
This is where you'd normally get Ifrit, correct?
nope. That was actually the last temple that we did.
Okay.
He does have a pistol fire ability, so you can bring out the fire puppy.
So,
Does it really?
Combat. I believe. Yeah, I believe he's weak to fire.
It's been so long since I played this game proper.
He is
I'm
taking
like,
his sweet
what are
time,
you-
pushing me off this cliff.
Push me.
no.
There we go.
So proud of myself. And then,
Yeah.
as Blaze said, no chocobos were harmed in the making of this cutscene because we took away all the cutscenes and all the evidence of chocobos being consumed are gone.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. They're actually just down the road, around the corner.
Yeah, we'll see him again in
You
just a
can't
second.
prove it if I don't allow you to provide the evidence.
I was never a fan of when I was trying to do these runs. Chocobo either would push me off the cliff, but I guess he would be like,
Live and let live!
I guess he would position himself to like the left a little bit, so then like he would do his little animation after he pushed everyone off, and then the screen would kind of hold on to him until he did like this little side step to the right, and then it would finish the cutscene.
Don't break any bones,
Yeah,
old
that's something that happens with the
man.
cutscene
I won't go
remover
so easy on you next
sometimes.
time.
The cutscene mover does get kind of silly. I enjoy it. So, like sometimes.
See, there they are.
Yeah,
You
they're
look
there.
at they're
Look.
they're all happy, like they're all
And they're wearing
have all
armor,
of their
it's bite resistant.
everything. Yeah, yeah, they had bite resistant armor on exactly.
Man, some of my favorite oddities is like when you leave combat, Titus still got a sword in his hand, or you're King Panda, you arrive in Sanderkin and why you under the floor.
Or I do a tutorial with Waka and Besaid, and he gets hit with dark attack.
That one has happened to me. Yeah.
He's trying to like demonstrate his ball throwing skills, and it just misses.
I got this, guys.
Yeah.
Stand
like,
aside, miss.
Sure. I can see why I can see why the Besaid Aurochs haven't won a game in like 10 years.
Oof.
Oh.
Live and let
It all
live!
makes sense now. All right.
Panda, you wanna talk
I
about
am
this
gonna
game?
need to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the Panda want to talk about this game.
Oh yeah. Just give me the word, and I will do so. What were you gonna say, Blaze?
I was just gonna say I'm gonna need to lock in for the skip. So yeah.
Thank you for your...
Y'all can take it away. I'm actually going to move my microphone out of the way because it'll help me get close enough to my screen to actually see the visual cue that I need. So
Yeah, that's a
y'all have fun.
That's a thing that we'll kind of touch upon here. So there's a significant level skip here in this section of the game where it's actually going to allow us to bypass a really cool boss fight.
I won't go so
actually,
easy on you next
but
time.
we never get to see it. Now that we accomplished this, so what we're doing is on that pathway that we just walked away from, there's an invisible wall that's preventing us from going straight down that walkway. And the way that we're actually going to handle the skip is we're going to have an NPC that is constantly running back and forth down this trail to push us beyond this invisible barrier. And upon doing that, if we can get over to the other side of that invisible wall, it has two different barriers that we need to get through. We can exit out to the other side of the walkway, and upon changing screens, the game thinks that we completed that boss fight in like an entire level section. We have to be pretty precise with our positioning though for Titus, so that way the NPC can push him properly. The way that he pushes us is we're constantly doing a confirmation to like speak with him as he's nudging us along that barrier. There is a chance for us to soft lock. It will kind of halt our position in the trail, so we can actually move. You can still get encounters too from this. So our goal is to not just get beyond these barriers, but to also ensure that we don't get ambushed, because the ambushes here can get pretty gnarly too. But it's a very stressful little skip, and we do have to we do find a lot of us have to put our eyes right up to the monitor in order to see where it is that we're positioning.
You gotta sniff.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Yeah. When I do this section, I don't acknowledge chat. I don't acknowledge alerts. I don't even a raid. I can't do it because it's so nerve-wracking. And the days I wear my heart rate monitor and it's displayed on screen, you'll watch me go from 70 to a consistent 90 until I'm through the final screen. Because nothing's worse than getting to the end of this road and getting ambush killed, and I just sit there
Yeah.
I think that was actually the last run before I stopped running this game for a little bit. Is I got double dual horn at the final encounter check, and an ambush killed me, and I'm like, I'm sad now.
Noko, I do see you there in the chat. We love Mushroom Rock Road. I'm so excited to see the Sunspawn Gui fight. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
But yeah, this skip is amazing. This is from when I saw this specific skip. This is what really interested me into wanting to get into doing the speedruns. So I was like, oh my goodness, you can. There's no way that after all these years, I could have something like this could have been found out.
Okay.
Good job. Oh dear.
Yeah, so a couple of things on that. So technically I will say that was second try because I bailed on the first attempt because I'm pretty sure he was going to push me out of into a soft lock. The second time, I think he was also going to push me into a soft lock, but I got that encounter. And coming out of the encounter,
I'll be right back.
I hard held down the right directional, and I think he lined back up to puch me into the correct trajectory.
Oh, nice. I
So
didn't even notice
shout outs to that encounter. Yeah, shout outs to that encounter.
That's good.
Yeah, to me, this is like
Yeah,
the
we're through.
last big check of the run too. Nothing's worse. You got
Yeah.
great blitzball. You got triple Letty. You got the perfect RNG. You're still
Thunder
1
Plains
hour
is
the
that for me
high
still.
road.
Yeah, there's still Thunder Plains, but yeah.
But in
You get the
terms of your
3-4 push.
control, you're
Yeah.
going. This is a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah.
After this, it's
Yeah,
just
so that
right.
was... Yeah, and normally it does take, there's like 2 separate parts to getting through the skip there, so that was like a second try. I'm really happy with that, because each reset you do have to
You gotta wait.
for him to finish doing his run up and down the path, which obviously takes quite a bit of time. So yeah, that was really good. I'm really happy with that.
And it is, in fact, possible to be able to do the push in a singular attempt, but it's extremely difficult to do so. So usually you're going to see anywhere from like a common of 2 or 3 pushes with the NPC guard in order to get past that barrier. And Blaze, was it you that said that before you get to that screen transition to the beach, that the game can even crash on you based off of an encounter that you can get?
I have had it happen a couple times where if you get an encounter too close to the zone line, you will spawn buried up to your neck, kind of like what you were talking about earlier. So, or like up to your waist. So yeah, I've had that happen.
I've yet had it happen, but now I'm waiting for that to occur.
Yeah, what I would suggest is if you're like almost to the zone line and you get an encounter, just run back a little bit and then zone, because it's happened to me twice and kind of not cool. But anyway, yeah, we're through. The other thing that you need to do here is you need to get that Basilisk encounter so Kamari can learn Stone Breath, and I got that on the first encounter, so that was great. Yeah, so runs in a really good spot right now. We're going into that temple. This is the temple where we get Ixion. So once that temple is over, or actually once I get to the temple, probably. So I would say like, if you want to donate for Ixion's name, you probably got like 2 minutes left or so.
Yeah, I was just going to jump in. I had a real quick question, and I had a couple things I wanted to talk about. So the cutscene we had skipped is like where everybody is like basically forms an army to fight off Sin. Is that correct?
Yeah, the big fight on the beach. You skip that entire dungeon and the boss fight at the end.
Save all those lives by not participating in the fight.
Well, speaking of saving lives and coming together, Little Warrior says that it's more than a mission, it's a movement. Warrior power lives in the courage of a child beginning to heal, and in the strength of people like you who walk beside them. Together, that power is unstoppable. Now, you had mentioned Ixion name is coming up. Now, it looks like Sparkles is still in the lead, but you have time to take it and see if we can get from the to win. Go ! Donate and go make sure to select that bid war and choose the name for Ixion. That's coming up in, what, 5 minutes? So...
yeah, very soon. I will say when we have to cut it off, but you've probably got less than 5 minutes, yeah.
Okay. Good. So let's get those in real fast, see if we can make that meme happen, or see if you can steal it from Sparkles. Also, I will say, yes, I did set you up for that segue.
Also, can we shout out Also with the rock road skip, if you were to do the full cutscene run too, you actually have to do a skip to set up the skip. So there's like the skip and the pre-skip. Then if you don't do the pre-skip right, you can't skip Pasco, and it's like I learned that the hard way.
There is a lot going on for that skip to occur, and if you watch a full game run without the cutscene remover, you can tell how involved it is. For the cutscene remover, you do have to learn that skip. It does have a pretty, I would say, it's a pretty clear visual cue. It doesn't seem to work 100% of the time. I think there's potentially some RNG in the NPC's movements or animations that you get. Or even just like the randomness that you might not get a turbo like input exactly when you want to, but it is fairly consistent and it is fairly easy to learn as a skip. Like if you're kind of one of those people that's like, I don't do skips and speedruns, I just do glitchless or stuff like that. I've been that person before. This is not one of the harder skips to learn, I will say, and there's a lot of good resources for it. So
it's not like Final Fantasy VII's new surfing skip where you're skipping the entirety of disc 1 after you leave Midgar. Where you gotta know
there's a lot of really
like good.
That's wild.
Save states you have to do. It's crazy.
My goodness.
I'm gonna let everybody in on a secret. If you see me doing a skip in a speedrun, it's an easy skip. I will tell you that right now.
I'm in that same boat. I didn't earn the nickname of the dumb dog for my outstanding intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm ambitious.
Anything where you have to like clip through walls, I'm just like out. I'm out.
I'm ambitious. I'll sit down and I'll try to learn it. I probably won't get it, but I'll sit down and I'll try to learn it.
Yeah.
So, Panda Final Fantasy 7 speedruns win.
Ooh. No, thank you. I'm good. I just did Final Fantasy 7, like a whole regular playthrough.
Yeah, but step count and comp skip.
Oh my goodness. No.
Yeah.
I can't count. I'm a red panda.
All right, I'm gonna cut in. We do need to cut off the Ixion name now, and then I will grab that in just a second once we finish pushing these pedestals in.
That's good. I will go ahead and start getting that updated.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you to everybody who is donating. Y'all are excellent. Keep it up. Still waiting to see a Final Fantasy 13 fan.
So, don't know the value of your favorite Final Fantasy number?
Yes.
All right, and what is our Ixion name going to be?
It is Sparkles, capital S.
Sparkles.
Sparkles the Thunder Horse.
Great name.
I'm here for it.
All right. Yeah.
And that also means that we have about half an hour on the Bahamut incentive, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably more like 45 minutes, but yeah, it's gonna go fast, so.
Absolutely, because it feels like just 5 minutes ago we were talking about it was half hour for Ixion. So if you don't know what we're talking about, right now we do have the incentive to name Bahamut. We only have one submission so far, and it's Summoner. You could steal that right now. We could name it something else, or you can solidify the Summoner lead. Go make those donations right now, because like you said, 45 minutes-ish, but that goes by so fast. It feels like I just sat down to host, and we're already an hour and 15 minutes. I don't have a timer up. It feels like it's flown by so quickly.
I'll take you all on.
Yeah.
It's a comfy run.
Yeah.
Especially, you can talk about some of your favorite memories of the game, favorite lines, your final boss Shalinda there just paid you another visit.
Yep. Yeah, I will also throw out there for anyone who might be wondering, like, well, you know, what is the value in me getting Bahamut's name? Like, what is that? What is in it for me? And let me tell you, friends, I am going to spend the entire last hour of the run summoning Bahamut in every single fight and punching bosses in the face with him. So you will get a lot of screen time. You will get a lot of notches in your belt. It is a good Final Fantasy game to be Bahamut. So just I want everybody to be aware of that. How important Bahamut is to the Saran. It just cannot be understated. So
I have a question for you. For chat, putting in donations seems like a really good idea. Espers, summons, all the different Final Fantasy mechanics for those Eidolons, the super creatures. What's your favorite one?
I like Espers. I like Espers. Aeon's pretty good. Aeon is this one.
Yeah.
I think those are probably my two favorite.
You're not here for the girlfriend system?
Oh, the Guardian. Oh, man. The Guardian Force Final Fantasy VIII. I didn't even think about that one.
I'll be right back.
That's a good one.
Install those things right in your skull.
Yeah, I do really enjoy my favorite Final Fantasy games are the ones that are really heavy on like the summoner involvement and like the summon lore. So like 10 is one of the best for that. 16 is also extremely high on that, and it's one of the reasons I like that game so much. So
that is a really good one.
I'm with Lydia.
Yep, 4 and 6. They were just a big part of the story, and that is part of it. It's just really fascinating to have the characters of the summons be like actual characters that have like personality and agency and things like that. So I always enjoy that.
I think it would have to be Aeons. It's either between Aeons and Icons for me. 16 is
Icons is the 16, yeah.
So cool.
I'm personal to the Espers from Final Fantasy VI, specifically Stray Cat. When I asked that question, I was like, I am lasering in on one Esper. There's just, for me, and you talked about like this is a comfy run to talk about memories and things like. Final Fantasy VI or Final Fantasy III when it was on Super Nintendo in the 90s. That was my first Final Fantasy game that I truly was invested in. And those Espers just meant so much to me. Like growing up playing all the Super NES games, like Final Fantasy VI was my introduction to like narrative Final Fantasy games that really just carried the story.
Yeah, I can really relate to that. That was 4 for me, or 2 US. I'd never played a game where it was like reading a novel and just the way the characters all had personality and there was a real story and things like that. It really changed the way I thought about video games, and I'm just very appreciative of that being a part of what I got to experience. So
my mom would tell you the only reason why I bothered to learn how to read was for Final Fantasy VII. So she's like, you had no idea what was going on, but you were figuring it out through the context clues.
Yeah, that's embedded in a lot of children's childhood memories and such. I remember watching my brother play 7, but I connected a lot on 10 because it was the last game that my dad ended up playing before he put down the controller. I remember sitting there. I'm too little to comprehend what's going on in the story in the game, but I liked the colors and I liked the silly music. And eventually, when I got to play the game, I got to beat it on my own. And ever since then, every time I play this game, I always think about early Sunday mornings, sitting there in my Godzilla pajamas, watching my dad play Final Fantasy X. And even to this day, like I'll tell him that I still play this, and he's like, "That's so cool. I remember that." And it always stuck with me.
real fast, we have $25 from Music Will. The pun! I couldn't help it. You know, going back to those memory things, I remember watching my dad play Final Fantasy X as well, and then like other games like, you know, Lufia, and all the SNES games, and then PlayStation games. And I remember like sitting there and watching him, and it was really cool. But then now I have 2 kids of my own, and getting to share games that I played as a kid, like Earthbound. I'm a huge player of Earthbound, and all of the Super Nintendo games that I played, and getting to, especially with Nintendo Switch Online, getting to show that to my oldest and be like, hey, I played this when I was your age. That to me is one of the greatest things about video games, like you'd said, is that like they don't even have to be particularly good games to have great memories attached to them. I remember some truly horrible games, going back and playing them, like, and going, these are not good games. But remembering like watching my mom play it or my dad play it, like it can't be beat.
It sticks with you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have some similar thoughts on that, but I don't have kids, so it's like my younger brother, who was. I'm older enough that, you know, I kind of got to experience that in a way, and I'm just very appreciative of that too. So, just doing a little bit of menu manipulation here so that when I... Oh, that is awkward. Okay, I guess I just have to move these. I haven't had to do this in a while, so bear with me.
Yeah, I was going to say... go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no. I just wanted to mention we have Riku now, so we have our party basically complete at this point. So, yeah, the gang is all back together now. But, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, one of the cool things... that getting to do like charity with Prevent-A-Thon and Little Warriors is it opens up a conversation like to my kid of like what I'm doing and why we're doing it. You know, and I looking at that, I get to talk about it's an interesting way to open up conversation and say, hey, here's why we're here. And I thinking about that, I want to say, like, Little Warriors is a national charitable organization dedicated to changing the trajectory of child sexual abuse through education, advocacy, treatment, and prevention. That is one of the things we read, but actually, it's something that I've
get the feeling
used to engage with my kiddo and saying, hey, here's where we're at. Here's what I'm being open and honest with her, and this charity organization is something that I can say, hey, you can watch it on stream. She could pull it up on her mom's phone and watch and say, hey, my dad's hosting or doing a run. And one of the great things is we have such an environment here, and it's been instilled in all the hosts and the commentary and everything is, hey, we want this to be able to be seen by our target audience, by kids, by adults. We want it to be for everyone to be able to sit down and watch it together and enjoy all of the runs that have been curated for this event. I know games organizations, selection committee, they work really hard to select really engaging games. So I just wanted to say thank you to all the committee and all the runners and commentary. You've been doing an amazing job keeping this entertaining and awesome. And yeah, that's my rant that I'll go on.
Oh, that was great. No, that was a perfect time for that, because I was just running around advancing the story, and now we get to do the Thunder Plains, and hopefully that will go well. But yeah, just to kind of build a little bit on what you were talking about, these games just mean so much to us, and that's part of why I think especially RPG speedrunners really love what we do, and it's a way that we can continue to share these games with people, you know, because we don't all have the time to sit down and play a game that, you know, casually, if you just kind of not really pay too much attention and try to play this game, like, it's going to take you probably 30 hours to finish it. But like, to be able to share that in an evening with people and bring, you know, bring the feels and bring the nostalgia and all that stuff, whether it's a marathon or whether it's just on my personal stream, it's one of my absolute favorite things about speedrunning. And dodging lightning bolts. I love that about speedrunning too. But no, and I don't want to get too dark for too long, but I'll just, you know, and I'm not going to, I phrased that poorly. This game is my favorite Final Fantasy game in part because it's so relatable to me personally. My dad is an alcoholic, and Titus's dad is an alcoholic, and I played sports growing up, and so, you know, when I played this game when I was like 16 or whenever, you know, 17 or however old I was when it came out, like, it just really struck a nerve with me, and that's the power of video games. And, you know, that's why there's no incorrect answer to that question, you know, like, what's your favorite Final Fantasy game? Because your favorite games are your favorite games because they're the ones that mean the most to you for whatever reason that might be. So just you know, that's important to convey to people, I think, as well.
It's you know, we joke about Final Fantasy 2, you know, and how I'm not a huge fan, but I like the act of people liking things, and the like you said, the passion. Because I've said, speedrunners, we all try and play less of a game by playing so much more of it. I mean, if you had to conservatively guess of all commentary here, how many hours you ran Final Fantasy X?
I mean, I could check my Steam number, and that wouldn't count all the PS2 runs I've done. My Steam is at like 500 and something now, so yeah, I would say overall I've probably spent like 700 hours playing this game casually and doing speedruns, so yeah, a lot. I don't know if everybody else caught that was a question, but yeah, I imagine everybody has played this game an awful lot that speedruns it, because you do have to kind of put the time in to learn the ins and outs for sure. So, also, I almost died there. That was a very sketchy fight that I was able to get away from, thankfully.
Now you're holding.
But now we have the yellow shield, which should help quite a bit for the second half here.
Also, it's a good thing to talk about a little bit to do with the CSR mod, the accessibility that it brings to, like, whether it be new runners, old runners, or runners with not a lot of time. It's a great way to get yourself into the game active, get several runs sent. For me, these days, I run before I go to work. So I might get a 4-hour stream in that capacity, all before I go to my actual work day, and it's a lot of fun to do it in that regard.
For you. Do you know if the cutscene removal works for the Steam Deck?
I do not believe so, but I don't know for sure.
I would say my gut says no. I assume, though, if you can run the downloaded mod and activate the executable, you should be able to. I wouldn't see why not.
I might have to go tinker with that.
Yeah, that sounds like that might be an experiment session for sure. I see Musical has 508 hours in Final Fantasy X according to Steam. That's wild. I will one up you on that, Musical. I have I looked at it because I was curious. I have clocked in 547.1 hours on my copy. Now, mind you, though, I've speedrunning the game on PC is what I've been doing, but my love of Final Fantasy X has extended to the point where anytime the game is re-released, I usually got it again. So combined, we're probably in the thousands if we're combining all the hours I've ever spent on Final Fantasy X.
Great game, though.
It's all right.
It's aight.
I wanted to point out, chat was saying, especially Oregon Mike, was saying, but bet all of us at some point have got either the impression or direct statement, just be quiet about our favorite interests and talk about something else. I can confirm that I for sure have. I say growing up in the 90s, watching anime and being into video games didn't do any social favors. But, I mean, that's how I arrived at where I am now. And I think it's one of those, like, I'll tell my kiddo, like, hey, this is not my thing, but it is your thing, and I want to hear more about it.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's really good. I didn't.
And I think too. Go ahead, King. Sorry.
Oh,
you're good.
Oh, I was gonna say that I fell into being quiet on my own interests with games and movies and other forms of like animation media, like video creating, for the longest time, until I got into doing streaming and broadcasting. Because at that point I didn't realize that, oh my goodness, there were people out there that like the same things that I do.
You're wasting our time.
I can yap and blabber about Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts and other JRPGs, and
I'll be right back.
And it was freeing. It was really, really cool to see that there's people out there who really have that similar interest, and encourages you to express those interests and hobbies.
I can't believe you just admitted that you like things. You're so brave. Yeah. No, I think in all seriousness, though, one thing I did not expect about speedrunning that I would enjoy so much is just the people in the community. I think a lot of... I'll just speak for, some of the folks who are here and say there is a lot of value in online community. It's kind of something that I've gotten to experience firsthand in my life, through being part of like the furry fandom and other things. And when I first got into speedrunning, I absolutely did not appreciate how I would see so many of those things in speedrunning, because it is also similarly a very online community where you are kind of coming together with people who have, pretty niche interests and celebrating that one dorky thing that you all love together. So, I think that is an underrated and underappreciated part of what makes speedrunning so special. And combined with the fact that, a lot of us are here because we get to do cool stuff to raise money for charity. And that is just what is... it's one of the best things you can do with your life, right? Like, use it to make the world a better place. And I think it's so cool that video games and speedrunning are a way to do that. So yeah, I'm always very, very appreciative of the fact that the community aspect of speedrunning is something that is such a valuable part of it as well. So
I do gotta say how genuinely surprised I was how that the speedrunning and charitable organizations go hand in hand. And especially because I medically retired early on in life, that I kind of lost my ability to get involved in charities again until I decided to get into this amazing hobby. Look at that.
One of the things... Go ahead.
No, I was to say, look at that blurry boy. It was probably when you showed did the skip.
Holiday prices on all.
We were talking about the community. I've said for a little while, one of the only reasons I still stream. I don't stream very often, but when I do, it's so that I can continue to do charity and speedrunning stuff. It's like one of those, I speedrun so that I can do charity stuff, kind of that connection there. And I stream because speedrunning and streaming kind of go hand in hand. And that has been one of my things the last, year and a half, is doing charity stuff, like learning new games. Why? For charity. One of my first marathons was actually Prevent-A-Thon, of all things. And it's really fun and interesting to me. It was reading some of the host stuff. Was reading like the first one happened June 2023, right? And going back, I looked through my schedule of when I started doing stuff for Prevent-A-Thon. I think it was 2024, somewhere around that. And looking at how much the Prevent-A-Thon has raised across the years, if you had to take a conservative guess, I would never guess it in 1,000 years, but Prevent-A-Thon has raised $11,419.50 of CAD in support for Little Warriors across years, not counting this year. That just is mind-blowing to me, and it's because of speedrunners and chat and donators like everybody who's hanging out tonight. It's so cool to see communities come together, and I think that's one of the huge things that is not shouted off often enough. Is all of our runners communities, they get to watch the same games sometimes over and over and over. Like, we're gonna do Final Fantasy X in preparation for, we're gonna do it to get a PB. The communities who support all of our runners and staff is so amazing. So big shout out to all the communities as well.
I almost bricked my run there, so I'm really glad I didn't. And I also grabbed a little bit of extra money, so I'm glad I did that too. So
I saw that
would have been,
I about panicked with you.
I would have been able to sort it out, but it would not have been pretty. So what you have to do is you actually have to talk to Owaka, cancel out of it, and then get him to lower his prices. And I just bought the Sonic Steel, and then thankfully I had enough money to get out and get the other item I needed for Orin. But anyway, that was an exciting moment there that I don't normally do.
But yeah, the items that we're picking up here too. Sonic Steel gives Titus first strike, first turn. I can't remember whatever it's called, but he will always go first now, no matter what, no matter the ambush. We have access to flee for the remainder of the run, but we also need to pick up the Shimmering Blade, which gives Orin an empty slot because we will be teaching him first strike later as well through the weapon grafting. Boom. So, and it becomes important now because these enemies would have been too fast for us. They would have bruised up our team a little bit because now Titus went first as a guarantee. We sub him out from Riku. We start throwing the lightning gems that we picked up at Guadam Slam earlier, and now we can kind of start manipulating this fight into a favorable situation.
This is a very weird turn order. I'm not used to this. I hope I didn't do something wrong. But anyway, we'll figure it out. I've always got autosaves, so... Except for that one fight.
Oh yeah, the Everay fight, the one you can brick yourself into and it gets very scary.
I'm pretty sure I'm fine. It's just something funky happened with the turn order.
So also things to talk about that's coming out that's starting to become really relevant is in a lot of these encounters now we are trying to make sure certain people are getting AP from these fights in order to jump them around the sphere grid. So currently you saw after the Sphere More fight, Kamari jumped over to the Riku sphere grid and now has taught himself steal and use in order to help throw a lot of the necessary equipment. Also, he's going to throw certain grenades later in certain fights, and it's really going to help us out. But Titus now, I do believe, he jumps over, is it the Waka sphere grid from there? Because I know he cuts over. Sorry, my stream just got a little crunchy on mine, and I apologize. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't me.
I might need to just fix my camera really, really quick. So I'm gonna just take a second here. But once I run in, apologize for that. Might get a little funky stream tech, but it'll be fine afterwards, hopefully.
But yeah, so Blaze has got to do the big menu here in just a moment. He'll just sphere grip, but what he's gonna do is he's gonna use a couple level 2 key spheres to jump over into some late games spheres. So instead of getting just strength +1, he's gonna get strength +4 multiple times. We're also gonna create a teleportable place for Yuna later in the game because we're going to be using Bahamut to do massive amounts of damage. You know, if you remember this, the tons of damage from League of Legends Triforce, and it becomes like immediately important that we do all this in order to create or to massively power up our team with the most minimum amount of spheres needed as possible. So it's kind of fun to watch, kind of what's about to happen here, because it's once you kind of know what you're doing in these sphere sections, you're just mashing circle as much as possible, or in my case, I start yelling more power.
Yeah, this is the part where we can kind of catch up for all of the power that we didn't really have earlier when we weren't really doing any fights. For whatever reason, the Sphere Morph fight gives you just an exorbitant amount of XP, and it really does kind of help you get caught up, so.
Real fast, want to jump in. Got a couple things to read. The Wayfaring Fox donated $25 saying, "Hi Blaze, excited to watch this run. I personally struggled myself admitting what I like doing for the longest, but especially through these communities, I've been able to really open up about the things I'm interested in doing. I appreciate all that you do, and I'm happy to give a donation to this cause." Thank you, Wayfaring Fox. Also had information. The Bahamut bid war coming up, what, 25 minutes?
Yeah, something like that. That sounds about right.
Okay, glad I got that mental clock going on. Right now, we do have another name that has entered the fray. It's Diceberg. And Summoner is in the is right behind it. But I did want to say we do have another bid war also open. It's the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past Sprite bid war. So we get to select the sprites that Damasu will use for their Link to the Past randomizer seed. And I do have insider knowledge that the favorite is Garfield. Our choices are going to be Garfield, Heinz the Blowhigh. I think I pronounced that correctly. Hornet, I believe that's Silk Song, Santa Link, and Zelda. So don't forget to select those bids, as well as let me know in chat or in a donation. Did I pronounce Blowhigh correct? I think we got it.
Yeah. Also, we're fighting Seymour. Seymour is the actual villain, one of the actual villains of this game. So welcome Seymour.
He thought he could just go through by his looks.
We're gonna be trying to steal some silence grenades from Anima here. I'm ideally gonna get 6. I got at least 3 so that's a good start.
Let's go, Riku. Hey.
I did get 6. We like that. And then hey, that was a useless crit. Good job, Titus. But I was just gonna comment. Titus is doing a ton more damage now, so that is directly as a result of the menu that we did before this fight. So. And now I'm gonna let Riku die because it's going to recharge her overdrive for the fight, a fight that's coming up pretty soon. And Titus can finish the job.
Hey,
okay, in one swing, great. Yeah, useful crit. Thank you. Had a useless crit and then a useful crit. That's where we get Shiva. We don't need to worry about Shiva for this run, so that's why we're not naming her.
She may be a fan favorite, but unfortunately not useful for the run.
Yeah. All right, I'm +3 on power spheres, making a mental note to myself. And I am -1, I think, on speed spheres, so okay.
So a good grenade in Pickmill Desert, you could probably even avoid the Pish and Mount Gagazet.
Yeah, I'm probably fine. I can work on that. There's some backups if you're short on spheres. I'm just sort of, I'll see what the game gives me, and then if I don't get a good opportunity to get some, I have a backup that I can do right before we fight Seymour. Not Seymour. Right before we do the
wedding,
the temple at wherever we're going next. My brain.
We get to see a wedding, and I'm excited.
Bavel. Yeah.
Well, kind of.
Another reason to be excited. It was just pointed out to me right now, as of this moment speaking, Prevent-A-Thon 6. We've had 99 donations. So the very next donation will be donation number 100. Who is going to take that position? Race now. Speed run that donation. ! Donate.
You got this. I bay leave. But yeah, welcome now to the, I would say almost the apex of the run. We're kind of at that big power spike, sweet spot of the run.
Yep, we get to start flexing on stuff, which is pretty fun. Oh, need that.
I mean, even Seymour creates power that defeats Anima, which is just Titus with a sword.
We're at the Macarena Temple right now.
Macarena. Okay. Blaze, important.
Nice.
Important question for you. Important question for chat. What's your favorite puzzle, Church?
My favorite is Jose, which we already did, the Thunder one. I find the puzzles there very satisfying.
You know, I do have a lot of vibes for that one. I do, but I am partial to Kilika, mostly because I get to set things on fire.
That's fair. Yeah, Kilika is very fun if you enjoy that. Also, really quick here, as long as I have good movement on the screen, I can avoid all of those Guado that are chasing me.
Also,
which is important because if I get an encounter, there is one particular formation that has a chance to crash the cutscene remover. So I really would like that to not happen. As long as I have good movement, that will not happen. So I think I'm doing just fine here.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I just got to stay to the inside edge like that. But literally in my own stream last night, somebody who I don't know if they've not seen me do the run before, but they're like, "Whoa, you don't have to get an encounter on that screen." I'm like, "Yep, just have to be good."
Remember how excited
Live and
Panda
let
was
live.
the first time he skipped the encounter?
Yeah.
Just how
Well, because
jacked we
I'd always heard that you can go through that without ever being caught, and I never was able to do it correctly until.
I won't go so
like,
easy on you
speedrun.
next time.
So when I first got it, I was like, "Whoa!"
It is tough at a marathon because if you do lose Blitzball, you have to force the encounter there. And the last time I lost Blitzball in the marathon prep, I had the encounter and it crashed.
I'll be
and I was
right
just
back.
like, what is going on here? Unacceptable.
All right, this is a pretty intense fight coming up. I'm gonna let my commentators talk about it so I can focus on not messing up. So
Yeah. So what are we doing here?
We're going to cast Haste. We're going to switch to Brotherhood. We're going to attack the top Guado specifically. Because on death, he casts Shell. If you
What
do
noise does
the
it make?
bottom one... if you attack the bottom one, he will cast Protect on him. And that's counterindicative of what we want to do here. But we do need to get Yuna and Lulu in here for a moment. Wow. To gain some EXP. But it's kind of a tough fight because the Yeti gets cast with Berserk. His strength values go up through the roof, which is why we killed the life curtain that we took a while back. And the best way to heal at this point is just throw elixirs, oddly enough, because you know you're going to be at full cast or full health pools again. Everyone else though, takes a little nappy nap.
Yeah, Titus just solely focuses on the Yeti, while the other party members are going to be focusing on reviving. Ideally, we're doing a lot of swap in, swap out with the characters because Yuna does need to have that experience. If
gotta get
Lulu can get the
swole
experience,
soon.
that's great, but Oh yeah, yeah, she's gonna get pretty swole soon.
I want you to think of Yuna right now as she is. Picture that person in your mind when she does that melee attack, and it's just the most lackluster bonk you'll ever hear.
The plink, the plink noise is
Boy, I
very
got a story
satisfying when
coming
it's
up for
hitting
you
for
later.
like max damage.
Yeah. If you're doing that fight with RNG tracking, you also have to be counting how many times a character dies, which is actually
really?
extremely hard to
Oh
do.
my goodness.
Oh yeah, yeah, you have to track your deaths, so, yep. Also, if you forget to open that chest that you can't see, your run is over, so that's also fun.
Yep. I learned that the hard way too.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, we went from the freezer into the oven. We're in the Beacon Desert now.
Need some help? Yes! There is a certain situation you come into this specific encounter where Titus can die. So when he comes in to say need some help, it is funny as an audience member, but it's the most infuriating thing as a runner. Because you also just lost your chance to flee. Lulu does have the best attack animation, and so later in the run we'll fight Unileska, and she has a chance to drop a zombie touch weapon, which is important for endgame. And I always hope it's Lulu in a marathon because it's the funniest option.
It is.
And I support funny options.
I'll be right back.
We want maximum silly if possible, so. But yeah, we've sort of gotten separated. Yuna's gotten kidnapped for, I think, a third time at this point. It's getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, Yuna getting kidnapped and Titus talking about food to go hand in hand in this.
Yeah, it's like 50% of the game right there.
But she learns from it because she's finally had enough and then decides to hit the gym afterwards.
That's true. Very soon.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, do you have a moment I can jump in real fast?
Sure do.
Absolutely, this is a great time.
So, want to say, we've been pushing donations, but I also want to say, hey, we appreciate all of the donations, but we also appreciate spreading the word of this worthy cause. So if you're on social media, you can also help out by sharing our social media posts and getting the word out about this event and Little Warriors. Type !socials in chat to get links to Prevent-A-Thon social media. That is incredibly important. Social media and getting that word out is excellent and really helps us out as well.
It's like, am I really stoning this poorly?
That's fine. I just remembered I have 6 silence grenades.
Oh yeah. Now you have your...
So anyway, my sphere issue is fixed now.
Nice.
Like I said, I think you're so far ahead too, you can just ignore the pish and not gag his head. If you're feeling brave.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have enough of both now for anything the game could throw at me, so.
Cool.
Getting the 6 silence grenades is really helpful there. You do still need to get 2 sleeping powders, which is why I did the steal from those sand wolves, but now that I have that, I'm good.
I can't recall. Are we going to use our bomb cores today?
I had to use one actually. That's a good call out. So that means I actually do need. Wait, no, 2. No, I'm good. I have the correct number of silence grenades.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Good check though, for sure.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Yeah, they're so when we fought the Spheromorph, I had to use a bomb core. That is relevant because there is one fight later in the run that if you have 2 bomb cores, you can kind of speed it up a little bit. And if you don't have 2 bomb cores, you need 2 more throwables, which thankfully I have the correct number because of the silence grenades that I got. I got enough of those, so I'm good. Now I just have to.
Don't you run, Needles!
Hey, we got Don't You
right
Run,
back.
Needles. That's a pretty rare one.
Hey, stop being so chatty. Just run.
I have to do a very silly fight with Orin, and then I have to do another skip. The kind of the second real skip in the cutscene remover version of the game. So that's going to be on this screen here, both of those things. So
We get revenge on all the plants that we encountered in Telegram.
I'll be right back.
I will say.
I want Orin to come. I want Orin to come do my weeding at my house.
Yeah.
It is absolutely one of my
You'll see
favorite
why.
overdrives, though.
Yeah.
I have to say the thing, though. Like, yeah.
That's a good one. We like that one.
But it's actually very important because it's, what, 2 return spheres, isn't it? Or no, 2 teleport.
Teleport. Yep.
Also, like, you don't pick up a lot of treasure chests in this game, so like, the things we do stop for are just genuinely that important, because when we go to make Yuna just so swole later, the teleport spheres become relevant because there is no sphere unlearned that isn't important.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
We set up things for Yuna to jump around to like relearn and refollow a lot of taught spheres later, so she can maximize those +4 strengths, agilities, magic, all in order to maximize the damage Bahamut will do in the later halves of the game.
Yuna!
Yuna! Oh, you got ambushed.
This should be quick.
It'll probably be fine. Also, Lulu's not fully healed. But she is silenced.
Thankfully, it just wasn't confused.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I'm not terribly worried. Yeah, Orin will get a turn, so. Now, the thing is, she's not going to get an action, but.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not that worried about it. I'll get it later. Just need to make a mental note here.
Just have to do a fight with her on the bridge or something.
Yep.
Let's find Yuna, quick!
34, so I only need 1. That's fine.
That's actually not bad.
No. So yeah, before I got in here though, I did Sandergora skip, which is the other kind of major skip in the run. Pretty cool skip found by Sylleath, who is one of the mods of the Final Fantasy X community. And basically, you can just make Riku push you through that spot right there, which is kind of a cool thing. So.
Do we shout out just the amount of pushing that occurs in this game?
Yeah. And then the ultimate skip that no one has been able to do yet, where you get pushed through Josei Temple and don't have to do it, which is the mythical last skip in theory that could exist in this game, I think.
One day.
One day someone will figure it out.
You gotta believe.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be by anybody, it's gonna be by Panda for the amount of times he breaks this game.
My water walk.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so if I was gonna pick a fight of the 3 fights in here to get ambushed, I'm really glad it was that one. So, or the one that I get ambushed on, because if you get ambushed in one of these other fights, you actually have to reset, which is annoying. So.
Also, chat, what do you think this guy's yelling right now?
An annoying dog.
An annoying dog. Oh wait, that's Syl.
Okay. Everybody just wants to bully me. With love, of course.
Alright, so there's one boss fight in this. Oh, go ahead, Syl, sorry.
No, my guess is he says annoying tongue. But welcome to Everay. I think it's where you were trying to pivot us to.
Yeah, we have an airship now, but yeah, there's a boss fight coming up that is very, very finicky. So it's one of those boss fights that if I do everything right, everything will be fine. If I haven't made any mistakes, everything will be fine. If I have made even one mistake or make one mistake, I will not be fine, and I will also be locked into the restart of the fight. So this is the one boss fight where I think most runners, when they're not going for PB, will do a safety save. So I'm going to do that right now. If you look through my saves, there's like 30 saves specifically at that spot, and then like nothing else, so... But yeah, again, I will kind of need to focus, so I will let my commentators sort of talk about what is going on here.
Park.
All right, welcome to Air Raid.
Also, why do we need to maneuver the airship?
Normally, if you're doing this on a casual playthrough, the poison breath is kind of spicy and we don't like it. However, we are lucky in this situation. We do manipulate the fight by... so we actually use the map in a mix here with the luck to make a miracle drink, which I believe is usually what the 100% crit ratio.
Yeah.
And after that, so we attack twice, cheer. So then when we attack 2 more times, he'll haste himself, but then we time it out with the poison breath, so we do 1 final attack. And otherwise, we're just kind of going for gold as well, and hoping we can steal the 2 rare water gem combos so to save ourselves time for later. The reason why this fight can get a little bit finicky is if Titus goes down, you start to lose the benefits of the miracle drink. As Blaze had aforementioned mentioned, if anything has gone wrong anywhere in the course of the run, this run is gonna expose you for it, and it's kind of tough. So if you come in without an overdrive, you come in with the wrong formation, you effectively destroyed your run, and it's kind of a bummer because you'll feel the intensity as you come up to it. But in this section here with the wedding, it's also very important, mostly because if you need to use any amount of distillers because you're behind on power or speed spheres, this is a great opportunity to catch up on it. Otherwise, this is just kind of a comfy, relaxed section to kind of jumble the party around.
Or get Lulu their missing sphere level, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is true. I didn't even think about trying to do it here.
Yeah, definitely works.
Stay right there, Seymour!
Yeah,
Jump in
stay
for a
right there.
question.
Yeah.
So one of the cutscenes, is that this cutscene where they're on the cables coming down?
Yeah,
Okay. That is one of my favorite cutscenes in this game.
it was
it's such a good
heavily
cutscene.
used in the advertising for the game, and I remember seeing it on TV, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cool.
Because two things I noticed about it. One, Kamari is sliding down those cables, no shoes on. And is carrying Lulu, who's just like, all right, I am here, I am being carried, I am not sliding down these bridge cables, I am going to be
does
carried.
not need to go down the cables.
Exactly.
It's not the only time. It's not the only time in the game that Lulu like basically sits in somebody else's lap during a transportation moment. But yeah, that's a great cutscene. I agree. This is why I needed those sleeping powders. By the way, those guys have flamethrowers, and they are very, very nasty if they get to use them. So
Yeah, it's an entire party hit, which is, no, I mean, by a normal playthrough you're fine. It's all good, but due to the speed run, we're very squishy still, and it's a bad time.
So now we're just running forward to go face Seymour and then eventually Sin at this point, correct? Okay.
And
Just wanted to... Go ahead.
so we also get to the part where we're going to one of our last, it's just a really long puzzle church. And then afterwards, you get to see one of the coolest menus in the game. In my opinion, it's arguably the biggest, it's most impactful, and ultimately what defines the remainder of the run.
Yeah.
So,
And we're going to be coming up to the Bahamut section really soon here too. This will be the final puzzle church until we get that Aeon.
Yeah. I want to read a couple things and then we'll go over the incentive. But I did want to say one of our little blurbs about little warriors. To end child sexual abuse, the only way is forward. Forward means facing what's ahead. Warriors on the front lines protecting children. Trailblazers leading change. Advocates refusing to turn back. Forward is about being present and intentional, bringing fresh ideas, built on evidence, and committing to a future free of generational trauma. We look forward to tomorrow, A world where children lead safe and healthy lives, where communities heal, and where compassion drives lasting change. Did want to give a slight update on our Bahamut name, because we are in the final puzzle church, as I can hear the music.
Yep.
Right now, Dicebird is in the lead, and I will spell that for you when the time comes. It's not spelled the way you think.
Okay.
That is in the lead right now. Summoner is behind just a little bit. You still have time to go steal that right now. So go give it a look.
We're gonna need to close the Bahamut name in like 2 or 3 minutes. So yeah, we're getting to the end here. We're gonna get Bahamut at the end of this puzzle church. So, but it's a pretty long one. So you got another minute or two.
So how many water gems did we steal on Everett at all?
I'm pretty sure I only got one. I will double check, but I believe I only got one.
I go back through replay too.
Oh, I'll just check my inventory. It's fine. Yeah, this is where Waka's universe gets shattered because he finds out that the church has actually been using technology in the Forbidden Machina this whole time. Wouldn't you know it?
I've watched some of the, like, because it's been a long time since I interacted with this game. I watched like a story comprehensive breakdown. I'm like, oh, that is not the storyline I picked up as a kid. But it is as an adult, you look at it and you go, yeah, it's a great storyline that it's hidden there.
Yeah, even to this day, so a lot of times when speedrunners are speedrunning games, it's hard to go back and do a casual playthrough of it. But Final Fantasy X still makes it so easy to do so, because it's that comfy, it's just that relaxing, and Unalaska can still beat me up in a casual playthrough. I don't know why that fight is still so challenging.
Yeah, there's a few like that for sure. This game has some pretty notorious boss fights. Oh, I thought I got that.
Oh, so this is where you start to realize how, like, unmovable that Titus can be at times. Like, he's just, I like to describe him as like a 1990 old station wagon with a seat that looks out the back of the vehicle, and you're towing a boat on top of it as well. That's what it's like to run around with Titus right now.
Titus has OG Resident Evil tank controls, basically. It is pretty frustrating at times, for sure.
Resident Evil speedrunners, classic Resident Evil speedrunners, have my respect. I tried recently playing the original game. Tank controls made me not have fun. And I was like, not a game I want to finish. I will just watch the 17-hour lore drop.
One interesting thing about this temple as well, that there's kind of a hidden mechanic in this game, which is that if you use a destruction sphere, the summon associated with the temple breaks the level, like basically breaks the damage cap. So for any normal summon that I've gotten so far, the damage cap is 9999, but because we use the destruction sphere in this temple, Bahamut's damage cap is going to be 99999, so he can do 10 times more damage than any of my other summons. Now the reason that happens, and you can actually you can break the damage cap for all of your summons, obviously, but this one is the only temple you can't come back to. So they made the destruction sphere part of solving the puzzle so that you as the player, when you were playing it casually, couldn't miss it. But the byproduct of that is Bahamut is going to be your beefiest summon. So, and speaking of Bahamut, I will need that name as soon as I get to the top of the escalator here, so.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, going up the escalator, Diceberg.
All right.
And when you
I'll be
get
at
to
the naming
naming
screen in
I'll
just
stop.
a second. So, yep. Thanks.
He's also not just great.
Oh, right. Hit me with that name.
All right, it's Diceberg. That's D-Y-C-E-D-E-R-G. Dice. I'm sorry. It's
Diceberg.
Diceberg. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been mispronouncing it this entire time.
All right.
Yes. Confirmed. Yes.
Okay. You had me thinking of Dice Darg, because I've been playing a lot of the Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster lately, and voiced by the immeasurably talented and handsome Ben Starr, so good role. This is the really important menu that Syl was talking about a little earlier, so I am gonna do that, because it is pretty dang important.
Yeah, if you guys have never seen this before, just take a moment to appreciate it. Because again, remember what you think of Yuna as a white mage character should be, and take that idea and completely disregard it from this point on.
Yep, Yuna is going to the gym. It is time for Yuna to get swole.
I'm here for it. Just want to real quick say thank you to everybody who donated to make those incentives happen. We have some excellent names for our summons. I look forward to seeing them. I did also want to let you know we still have open the Sprite Bid War. I believe, let me look at my schedule. I believe that game is rapidly approaching. It is right after this. So go make your selection of Sprite. We've got Garfield, Heinz the Blowhigh, Hornet, Santa Link, and Zelda. Go make those donations and make sure to select which one you want Damasu to use in the run. Yeah, but once again, thank you for everybody who's donated so far and shared on social media all the posts. Through your actions, we're able to raise such amazing amounts of money for such an amazing charity as Little Warriors.
Yeah, thank you everybody who donated for the naming incentives for this run. It's just really just makes me happy, and you know, this is part of why I enjoy doing this, is we get to do cool stuff like raise money for this charity. So we're still going here. We're still getting swole. Got a few more to do here. Yuna's just been sandbagging this whole time.
Now she's here. It's her moment.
Yep. Yep.
Don't worry, I got the orange speech ready for us later too.
Okay.
I think I like the sphere grid so much better than the license board from 12. I feel like this
the
is
sphere
way more
grid is
dynamic.
pretty great. Well, and you can really, you know, case in point, like you can really make every character. Hold on. All right, I do have enough spheres for the rest of the run. Just wanted to double check that while I was here. But yeah, you can really make every character be every other character. It's great.
Also, that platinum trophy chase where you gotta fill even the empty slots. What the pain?
Yeah. Shout outs to Sparkles, by the way. We were seeing Sparkles coming in here for the first time. You might think just all that talking we just did for Bahamut, that we would be just immediately throwing Bahamut out there, but nope, because the animation is a little bit longer and we don't need the extra damage, so Sparkles it is.
I did want to say we do officially have donation number 100 from 101,
Hey.
$5 saying trans rights. Amen.
So this next sequence here, there's kind of like, this sequence is sort of broken up into two parts. They're very unicentric. So this is kind of like the passage to Isaru, who is one of the other summoners. I can either get 2 or 3 encounters in that hallway. I got 2, so that means when I get to the second half of this, I'm gonna have to defeat 2 more enemies once my party includes Titus again. And that will make sure that I have enough XP for Yuna to get through the next sequence here. But this part right here is just going to be, now it's the Bahamut show, so everybody enjoy. It is, yeah, first of many, but our wonderful dragon child friend
We love our dragons.
here, so. This is another really good time if you have anything else you want to read, Derrick.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a few minutes here. So.
Did want to read out that Little Warriors is a national charitable organization dedicated to changing the trajectory of child sexual abuse through education, advocacy, treatment, and prevention. Also did want to read out, it's been a little bit since we talked about it, but I just want to say, if you're just tuning in, thank you for watching Prevent-A-Thon. We are a speed running marathon in support of Little Warriors, a Canadian-based charity focused on the awareness, prevention, treatment of child sexual abuse. So, just want to say thank you for everybody who's tuning in and spending time with us and donating. It is such an honor to get to be a part of this as well.
Yeah, and there's just, I'll say for this run, there's just not a whole lot left after this sequence because we really are going to just be kind of beelining to the end of the game. 10 is an interesting game in the sense that most of the side content, the end game content, is pretty much all like you get to that part of the game where it's like I can either go to the final battle or I can do other stuff, and pretty much everything in this game that is optional is stuff that is accessible when you get to that point of the game. So yeah, all of that, a lot of really neat things that, you know, you might have remembered or experienced playing this game yourself. Yeah, we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to go right to the end of the game. So it's going to wrap up pretty quickly.
You know, looking at all the summons and things like that, do you think the cutscene remover will ever remove the summon cutscenes?
No, it's not capable of, I don't know the details because I'm not one of the programmers, but it isn't capable of taking out anything that is part of a battle. It really can only take out like the dialogue cutscenes and like the FMVs.
So we're gonna, you know, we're getting the summon cutscene every time. Okay.
Yeah, although I do have a setting enabled for the short version, so we'll get the short version, except for the first time you summon an enemy. But
I'm here for that.
Summon an Aeon, but yeah.
I'm having flashbacks to Final Fantasy VII of the final summon of the meteor. You're like, I'm gonna go get a drink. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, sandwich.
Yeah.
Check out the schedule for Prevent-A-Thon and go donate and come back and go, I got time for a quick nap.
Yeah, we will see a lot of Bahamut ascending from the heavens, but it's not.
It is long enough to go check out the donation schedule page. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yep. Here is our token undead boss of the game, so we're just gonna throw a couple of elixirs at every Altana here, and they will be no more. This is a really cool battle where, you know, you can like engage with the gates and do all this other stuff, and it's like a multi-phase battle, and we're just gonna finish it so quickly that I don't really have anything left to do here, so I'm just gonna kind of like slowly swim to the end.
To really kind of help you out to the finish line.
It's so intense. It does not need to be this intense.
I love how it's, you know, Titus is just calmly just doing a little paddle, not like, we should probably put a little pep in our step. No, just we'll meander.
I can make him do like a breaststroke. It doesn't really do anything, I'm pretty sure. I don't think you actually go any faster. You go down, but there's no point in doing that here, so.
It makes me feel better.
It makes me feel like I'm doing something.
I want a mod that just makes him look like he's doggy paddling.
Yes, I would be in favor of that.
Let go, Titus, go.
All right. So we're out of there. Now we have to do kind of like the second half of Yuna's menu and then get a couple more enemy defeats. So this is, now that I have Titus in the party again, now we're going to go to Titus's part of the sphere grid, and we're going to do all of the string spheres and stuff here.
Yeah,
so
that string sphere that we won back at Blitzball is being used again. That +4 goes so far on that strength value too.
Yeah.
But just, again...
And some of these other random ones, I don't know all of them, like, by heart, but, like, they're also important. Like, because I got that defense +3, I will now be able to survive X edge case from happening, so... Just all the stuff like that. It's all important. Everything I do is for a reason.
Is heavily important too, because that determines the overall speed of the character and the turns that they get.
Yep.
Honestly, shout out to the route.
Yuna can also just...
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yuna can also just like bonk stuff to death with her staff now, which is like very unexpected if you're not accustomed to seeing that. So.
Right, she hit the gym. She got tired of being kidnapped. You know, end of it, right?
Yep. All right, so there's my 2 other kills. So we're good on XP now.
Like we're trying our best.
We're saving Kamari.
At least he wasn't kidnapped.
That's true. Yeah, he was trying to save us, and in turn, we're gonna go ahead and save him. Yeah, Seymour's dead now, by the way, so we're just gonna be fighting these like different iterations of Seymour's like angry, vengeful spirit, I guess.
I can't wait to talk about the variation of him on Gagazet.
Yeah.
This is the one mechanic that we take advantage of. Always fun.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes when we get to that point. There's a couple different ways that fight can go. So, but anyway, Bahamut is strong enough to one-shot most of the bosses in the game now. So, yeah, we got that going for us.
If not one, we'll do in 2.
Yeah. All right, and now we're off to the Calm Lands. I
recall too, though, Blaze, Trio 9 was the preferred method for a while there, wasn't it?
Yes.
So, like, the idea that we're using Bahamut over Riku mixing is actually a more recent decision.
Yeah, this is not the original route for speedrunning this game. This was developed not as recently as like the cutscene remover, but it was one of a chain of like interesting discoveries about this game or changes to the way this game has been speedrun. And it just seems so obvious now, but it wasn't necessarily for a very long time. There was a lot of different stuff that was getting done. I think a lot of runs, like you would fight the Ochu, the Lord Ochu in the Kilika Woods for a while. Like that was part of the route. Like there's just a lot of stuff that was happening. So yeah. But as far as I'm concerned, well, let me double check one thing. Riku should have overdrive, but I'm just gonna double check. Next fight, but other than that, I've got my 2 gems for the Baran and Yankee fight, and I already did Yuna's sphere grid.
We'll get through this.
Oh, Riku does not have her overdrive. Okay, so that means, sorry, Riku, you get to fight some stuff.
We get a little extra hangout time with her.
Yep. Oh, sorry, Kamari. Okay, perfect. That was pretty clean.
That's in the worst case.
Actually, I don't need to heal. I was like, I'm gonna heal, but I don't because I can just run from everything. It's fine.
As long as it's Kamari, if we took any damage, if he gets healed.
Let's get him, guys.
That's true. I do need to heal Kamari. I'm pretty sure, so I'm just gonna do that now, just to be
I got you.
Extra careful. Yep. No, I was thinking about it too. I was like, wait, Kamari. That would be embarrassing if he did end up losing to his brothers or whoever they are.
My first 80% run that I ever did, I walked in it with Kamari hurt, and I was shocked. I tell you, shocked when I realized I could actually lose in that fight.
Yep.
And what's worse is you gotta watch the whole cutscene again. It's like, no, please.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, can I borrow your chocobo? Stop for a nice leisurely jog across the calm lands. Yeah, Riku, you don't get a heal. you got 1 HP. What more do you need? You're fine.
You've done what you needed to do.
Yeah.
Bro. I believe in you.
Yeah. Technically, it's probably you don't need to get it here. I could have gotten it later, but I don't know. Just seemed fine to get it now.
Go fight your King Behemoth.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that can kill Riku very effectively.
Oh, Mr. Panda, you want to start talking about the very important mechanic that comes up after the brother fight?
We're referring to the drop.
Yes.
I think you know a little bit more about those than I do. So.
I agree. I think Syl should take this one. And also, in the meantime, I'm going to punch a giant robot.
So what's about to happen is Blaze is coming up to the B-Ron and Yankee fight, which is actually one of the last route deviations that can happen. And so in the fight, he's going to steal a level 3 key sphere from B-Ron. He's going to throw the 2 gems, and then afterwards, they're going to drop a combination of, I believe it's teleport spheres and return spheres.
Friend in return. Yeah.
Friend in return. Thank you.
No problem.
So after that, you're going to get one of 3 routes. Most commonly, you get 4 return spheres, and that becomes the most consistent route that we take and we handle. Blaze probably got a good percentage of that one memorized. You can get the 2 and 2 as we call it, which is probably a little bit more rare, but not too unrare. But that alone can save you a couple minutes on the run.
Yeah.
And funny enough, during the Final Fantasy Relay, Blaze got the 0 return and 4 friends, which I've never done that route before. And actually, oddly enough, we got to see all 3 routes during the relay race, which was actually incredible.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, it turns out that seed had 4 friend spheres pretty easily, which was very new to me, so I'm glad I got an opportunity to practice it a little bit, because that was a manipulated seed event, but yeah. So yeah, we're gonna take care of our bros here, and then we'll see what we get.
Yeah, so oftentimes you'll hear people say, yeah, I got the standard, or I got a 2 and 2, or I got the 4 friends. The more unique you get from the 4 return, the more time you actually end up saving in the run. And it's actually almost really hard to PvE or get 2 and 2, knowing that you got to run against that. Because you're going to have guaranteed time loss getting back into that section. Because you do save a couple menus. You're going to get stronger earlier.
Okay.
And so, standard 4.
Yep.
So you're about to see some huge menuing coming through again. Like we start off with Lulu, and then you send Titus back across his sphere grid once more.
Yep.
All to kind of just set up for the finale of the run here.
Yeah.
And our second to last huge runaway segment.
Yep. So.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, basically, since I don't have the friend spheres now, I'm just very limited in terms of what I can do. Oops. But yeah, go ahead.
I would say while we're menuing, do I have a little bit to read a couple things?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much. Did want to say that offered in person on online by Little Warriors, Prevent-A-Thon is a free evidence-based educational workshop developed in Canada in conjunction with researchers at the University of Alberta. Prevent-A-Thon educates and empowers adults to take action and to help prevent and respond to child sexual abuse. To learn more, go to littlewarriors.ca/prevent-it or type !prevent in chat. Did want to draw attention, we still do have the incentive coming up, the bid for the sprite for the Legend of Zelda Link to the Past randomizer sprite.
Changed in 10 years.
Right now, it looks like Hornet is in the lead with $5 from the host, saying, for Sherma is one of my favorite Silk Song NPCs. I think it's the fan favorite. So right now, it looks like Hornet will be taking the lead, but right now you can steal that back. That's going to be coming up, what, 20, 30 minutes? How much longer you got for the run?
Probably about 45 to 50 minutes, I would say, because the 4 return spheres is a few minutes slower for sure.
Okay, so you got about 45-ish minutes to go make those donations and steal back the lead for your favorite. We do have the options of Garfield, Heinz the Blow High, Hornet, Santa Link, and Zelda. You can make your favorite be the one that we use.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. That'll be a lot of fun later. But yeah, this run, like I said, it's gonna go kind of fast now. If I had if I was doing a manipulated run that was successful, I would have the no encounter armor at this point, which is great because these encounters are all just the encounter rate in this area is just like absurdly, obnoxiously high, and it's pretty magical when you can kind of just run through here without getting any encounters. But since we were doing true RNG, we are not allowed to use that or get that to have a valid run, so we're just running from everything here.
That was kind of what my 2026 goal would be in this category, to do a successfully manipulated run.
I will admit I'm very excited to do some more now that the seed picker is an option, because that is by far the most annoying part of doing those attempts, is getting the correct seeds that you want to practice on. So
I already told Panda in the background, I'm like, we're learning it.
I do have a question regarding that. I know we'll probably talk about it again later, but if, like, say I wanted to come into this community, like, what kind of information is available? Like, is there, I know some people have Discords or the speedruns page. Like, what would be the best avenue to get that information of how to get the cutscene remover, route notes, things like that?
Yeah, I would definitely start on the speedrun.com page. That'll get you a link to all of the speedrun mod tools. It'll get you a link to the guide, different things like that. And then, yeah, the community itself is very helpful, has a lot of supplemental information, supplemental tutorials. Very active, very curated community. And like I said, this game has by far the best guide I have ever come across learning new speedruns. It really is just
absolutely,
like, if you want to have a good experience learning a new game, you will have a good experience learning this game. So but this guy, we got this guy. This is an interesting fight. So we will see if I can maybe speed it up a little bit, but kind of the best I am hoping for here is if Bahamut can get a crit. I'm gonna get one swing with Bahamut, and if he gets a crit, the fight is over. If he does not, then Yuna has to kind of finish the fight. It will take a lot longer, but I at least am in a position where I can potentially get it in one swing here. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I got it for the first time the other day, and I was so excited.
Did not get it. That's okay, though.
I have a technical question, and maybe there's an answer. I noticed that you confused Chaos, the enemy, right? And he attacked himself. Did 4,000 damage, then healed 4,000 damage.
Yeah.
Which one is applied first? Because in theory, if it's attack, theoretically, take himself out and win the battle.
Yeah.
And then wouldn't heal, but does the heal happen first?
Well, the health is actually coming from a different enemy, because there's like a parasite that's attached to him. So the health is actually coming off of the parasite and going on to Seymour. So they're not, as long as Seymour's health is the one that you have to deplete. So So that's kind of what's going on with that fight. Yeah, that is a notoriously hard casual fight, but thankfully the summons are... we'll talk about this more when we get to Unalesca, but the summons are generally impervious to most of the status effects that the bosses use. So they can kind of hang in there in a lot of situations where your main party would get really kind of messed up by what the boss is doing, so... very important that I got an overkill on that fight as well, because Yuna really does need that extra XP there, so... Alright, and now we are in... This is kind of a temple, but this is Mount Gagazet.
And we're coming up to the worst minigame mechanic ever.
Which one? The annoying one or the stupid one?
The one I hit perfectly the other day, and it still said no.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
We love that. I can practice it day in and day out, and I'll still mess up. There's no... I have no way around this.
This is the temple where I have like questions about like the backstory of this game, a variety of them, which we will get to. But so like, first of all, what happens if you're on your pilgrimage and nobody can swim? Are you just like done? What happens then?
Look at this world. If you can't swim, we've already got problems to start with.
That is very true. That is very true. You know, next question. Maybe not right now, but we'll get there. What happens if you are on your pilgrimage and you get to this puzzle? Oops, I genuinely did not expect to get another encounter there, sorry.
The worst puzzle ever.
Yeah.
More pitch.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take 2 extra just to be safe, but yeah, like what happens if you get to this puzzle and you don't have a star blitzball player with you, like Waka? It's a timing I'm waiting for, which is like halfway through this next one. Okay, it didn't look good, but we got there, so, yep. Also, what does that actually do? Like, what is that thing? What is it doing exactly?
Not too sure.
It's just sitting there spinning, minding its own business.
I like the Strangers of Paradise approach where they just kind of break it.
Yeah.
So I want to temper the annoying minigame. Like, I want to ask, we haven't talked about it. Somehow, we have not had this conversation yet.
Yeah.
And we are 3 hours into the run. What is your favorite music track from this game?
Braska's Final Aeon theme song, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I like rocking out to a final boss fight, but also To Xanarkand is just one of the most beautiful tracks that Nobuo Uematsu has ever written, and I love that song so much. Gives me the chills every time.
Love passion.
So we took the 2 best answers. What's your answer, Panda?
Wandering is a really great track that I really love. That one plays at the docks in Luca when Orin and Titus are having their one-on-one conversation before he ends up joining the party. It's a very emotional track where like everything comes together for Titus as he understands that the reality of what his father is. That was always a good track, and outside of that, I love Fight with Seymour from the original OST because of its retro feel. It just feels like it's giving that tribute to the Final Fantasy of the past. But yeah, I would say Wandering would be my #1 track.
I would say chat should drop theirs in the donation comments. The donations, like, let us know. Personally, I'm gonna go pretty basic. Basset Island.
It's a good track.
Yeah,
chill. Very good.
Very chill.
Really good one.
Yep.
You get a good lo-fi mix of that one. Even the original soundtrack, you're sitting there going, man, this is so good. It's just calm and peaceful. and it I don't know, it stirs emotions within me.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely sets the tone and vibe for that like exploration adventure that you're going to be getting from the game, and you can just sit there and just let it play.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
I do hum that one quite a bit, especially when I'm doing a run.
Also, another really good track. Another really, really good track that I forgot existed because I've only played the cutscene remover of this game for so many years now is the Seymour Omnis theme song, which we will get to hear a little bit of because it was also fixed in the most recent version of the cutscene remover that got released this past week. So
update my version.
Wow! Say, is that edible?
Might be the best update of all time.
Say, is that edible?
That is a good one.
Would you like to consume some flan there?
The Terminator jelly.
Yeah.
It's good though.
It's got a Terminator eye. Look, it's definitely a T1000.
Yeah, you can eat it.
What do you think they taste like? The flan.
They're clearly grape flavored.
A little bit of mixture of cave water, a little dewy.
Yeah.
Ooh, is this mold I'm tasting?
Oh no.
Lulu's at the distance. Make sure to rinse that off.
Yeah.
Mama Lulu trying so hard.
All right, now we got another, pretty straightforward boss fight. I'm gonna use that armor break that I learned on Titus when we were doing that big sphere grid a little bit ago. Also, Yuna and we haven't really used Auron much yet, but Auron also they all have the first strike weapon now, so they will, if I have those 3 characters in my party, I will get the first 3 turns of every fight. So very, very useful for obvious reasons.
I mean, skipping all the defense nodes leading up to this point of the run might be a little irrelevant and scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just through another boss. Now we're on to we are now to Xanarkand, which we were just talking about. So
there you go. I did want to say real fast. We talked a lot about community tonight. It's been great, excellent. And all I'm going to say is you should come join our supportive community and find out when we're prepping for future events by joining the Discord. You can type !Discord in chat to get an invitation link now. There are so many great people in the Discord, speedrunners, people interested in all sorts of things. Great community to be a part of, positive, even if we're talking about pineapple and pizza, which I believe pineapple does belong on pizza on occasion. Great community. As one of my favorites remains, it remains in the top 4 or 5 in my active window, so I always see it. So come join, and maybe one day you can be part of an event doing some hosting or doing something if your conviction so drives you. Get involved.
all right, we're gonna take this opportunity to get Riku her overdrive again. Thank you, Behemoth, for complying.
That's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. Whoop. There we go. As you start learning new stuff, your menus start changing a little bit, so you gotta pay attention there.
Nothing going into the first encounter, realizing you still got Yuna in the party, but then immediately hasting armor breaking.
Yep.
What happened?
Yeah, Yuna is actually much faster than Titus now too, so if that's part of why Yuna's not in the party right now, is Yuna will always get to go first if they're both in the party, so.
Always kind of get that. Especially when you're on like a heater of a run. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, for a marathon run, this has been great. I think
very smooth run.
Yeah. Very happy with this run so far. Glad I didn't lose at Blitzball. That only seems to ever happen in marathon runs to me now. So I'm glad that that didn't happen.
Honestly, the way you recovered from that, like on its own, was pretty good.
I had I did my blitzball warm up, and the exact same thing happened. So I was feeling oddly prepared for that. So
Also, this might be like some of the one of the highest compliments a speedrunner can get, but watching this run has made me go, I think I want to learn this run.
Yes, join us.
I'm thinking about it because like I have been looking for a new speed run, and I'm like, hey, 3-hour run, why not? Now, are there different? Go ahead.
I would say I can't recommend it more enough. It's comfy. It's not it's a challenge, but not a challenge. Like what needs to be hard is like difficult in the run, but for the most part, it's comfy and it's a really great opportunity to sit down and interact with the chat as well. Once you're into the flow of things.
Yep.
Now, a lot of communities and games have like different categories. Like we're doing the true RNG category and things like that. Other than like seeded runs, is there any other categories that you want to point out? Because I know like I only speak from like my experience of Earthbound having Boogie %, which is a shortened category. Is there a different shorter category for Final Fantasy, or the air quotes joke categories?
So
go ahead.
There's the no sphere grid, right?
Yeah, there is a no sphere grid category, which is kind of like a challenge category that you can do. There's penance, which is more of like it's not 100%, but it's got the super boss component to it. I like doing the full game run on PS2. That is like the ultimate cozy run for me. It's about 10 hours long, and it's just so chill. So I think that, like, for me, that's what I really enjoy. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff for sure. I need to menu here, so I'm gonna focus on that.
Then I'll throw this question over to your commentary as well. Now, I know that a lot of communities as of late are starting to embrace the accessibility options. So I know there's turbo options and things like that for some games. Is turbo allowed for this game, or useful in this game?
Yes and yes.
It definitely is. I know I utilize it a lot, primarily for the Mushroom Rock skip, that level skip that we saw earlier in the run. We were needing to interact with that NPC guard to push you across that invisible barrier. You could sit there and just mash the confirmation button yourself. I like to utilize the turbo function for that part for me. It just helps a lot. And there are also sections in the game where you're needing to do like repeated spell attacks, like at the very beginning in Besaid when you're utilizing Belfour as an Aeon for the first time. You're just needing to spam thunder spells. You could just set that up on a turbo function and kind of sit back, take a sip of water, do what you need to do. But it's definitely a helpful feature for that convenience.
Yeah.
The other big thing in terms of accessibility that's recently developed into the mod as well is they have a built-in 5-minute break after Guado Salam. Blaze naturally decided to skip it. You could turn it on and off from the get-go, so you don't even have to see it if you're planning on not using it. And for speedrunners like me, I have a spinal column injury, so I'm a speedrunner with a disability, and those 5-minute breaks can be really important for me to stay refreshed throughout the remainder of the run as well. So that is a big asset in order to get up the stretch.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is very, very good on accessibility. I think those are the two that I would agree, with mentioning for sure.
Is that 5-minute is like a lockout, or is it like a community enforced, like, hey, if you take a 5-minute break, there's a timer split?
Nope.
You said it was...
Yeah, it's just there.
Can you go into more detail?
So what happens is after Guado Salam, you get pulled into a unique scene, and it starts a countdown on 5 minutes. And if you were to be gone or the entire time and the 5 minutes runs out, your timer will just start again. Or if you come back early enough, you got a minute to spare, you can hit continue run, and it'll continue. So your main splits will actually pause, whereas the live split or your real-time attack, that was the term I was trying to think of, will continue to go on. So they know you're not trying to splice or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering about that.
Yeah, the context for that I think is kind of important that I'll just add is, and this is also great for like if you don't have a top-of-the-line PC or anything like that. This game, the leaderboards are all on load remove time. So yeah, if you take that 5-minute break, it does not count against your load remove time because only your RTA ticks up. But that is also just a really great equalizer for PC power because, you know, like I think generally my split between, like if I just do a normal run, it's usually like 4 to 5 minutes, 4.5 to 5 minutes that my PC is loading the various like transitions and scenes and things like that. For other runners, it might be like 7 minutes, but when we get on the boards, it's all based on the actual game time. So it's totally equalized, which is great.
That's really excellent to hear. Yeah, I've been like one of the things like lately. Accessibility options, I think, are incredibly important for speedrunner communities to be able to, be accessible. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't just be computer accessibility or physical accessibility. Being accessible means more people are able to enjoy it. And I love recently that a lot more of the speedrunning communities have started saying, hey, turbos allowed. Communities that once were very much like, no turbo, are now going, yes turbo. Because the number of repetitive stress injuries, the number, you go back a couple of years and you watch speedrunners go, my hand is hurting, or I've been sitting for 10, 12 hours. Like, that's not good for you. Stand up, stretch, hydrate, take care of yourself before the game.
Yep, 100% agree. It's been really nice to see speedrunning move to embrace more of that mentality, and, you know, it's not a competition to like see who can sit there the longest or like who can mash the hardest. Those are not, you know, indicators of skill. I think most people would agree when it comes to speedrunning. So yeah, I totally agree with everything, especially as an RPG speedrunner who, this is one of my shorter games. You know, this is a cozy game for me. It's a game that I can pop in, do a stream after work, do a run, and kind of, you know, finish up with my day. And, you know, it wouldn't be very fun if I had to think about that in the context of like, you know, how uncomfortable am I gonna be, you know, doing this run. So
yeah. Well, thank you for that information. Appreciate it.
All right, this is a fight that has a, you know, if I get a crit here, very nice to see. It is not, because he kind of comes back and swings twice. So also, I hope everybody enjoyed Tetris. I don't know if you knew you were going to be getting some Tetris in your Final Fantasy game, but you know, there we are. So.
Speedrunning is really just an inclusive group, community. I've rarely had any issues with like any audience members or trying to learn a new game. Mm-hmm. And it's always reassuring. Like, you know, you can tell a category is going to be really nice and cozy, because like even my very first speedrun of Final Fantasy IX, I had people I never heard from before that were just active in the community, and they taught me how to get to the final boss for the first time, because I didn't expect my run to get that far that day. So it's always great to see.
All right, Una needs a little bit more speed here, and then just some other kind of random stats before the Unalesca fight coming up here. So that's an extra menu that you have to do only if you get the the 4 return spheres, which is one of the reasons why that's a slower option. So yeah, we're gonna head into the Unalesca fight here. So I think you had something you wanted to say.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I gotta copy and paste real quick. So there's a speech you gotta help me spam in chat here. I'm gonna read it off. So Orin says, "Now this is it. Now's the time to choose. Die and be free of pain, or live and fight your sorrow. Now is the time to shape your stories. Your fate is in your hands."
It's a great, great speech, great copy pasta. Thank you, Syl, for doing the honors.
We agree that Orin has been aura farming this entire time.
Absolutely.
Wanted to real quick throw out there. You know, we talked about community inclusivity, and I want to read out this thing from Little Warriors because it's fitting for this. Little Warriors says that it's more than a mission. It's a movement. The warrior power lives in the courage of a child beginning to heal, and in the strength of people like you who walk beside them. Together, that power is unstoppable.
I like somebody mentioned this bench just walked into the Final Fantasy relay.
So we're facing down Unalesca. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's tradition. You got to get this speech.
It's a great speech.
Yeah.
Who all is watching this frustrated right now that they struggled against Unalesca so many times, and then Blaze just 3-punched her and walked away.
I did get a zombie strike weapon as well, so that was good. I think it was a Kamari weapon. That is relevant for the final boss fight later. Yeah. Shoutouts to Kamari for being the hero that we were not expecting, presumably. But yeah,
we faced down Unalesca. How many more bosses we got left to go?
Not many. Maybe like, I mean, we've got about 20. We got about 20 minutes left in the run at this point. So.
Okay.
Yep, we're doing good. A lot of running in the airship for this next sequence. I did want to shout out one thing that Syl mentioned, I think once or twice, which is the Final Fantasy Relay. That is an annual event that is organized by a handful of the Final Fantasy game speedrun mods. It is an annual tradition, and it is my favorite non-charity speedrun event of the year. Basically, the Final Fantasy Relay happens once a year. It is all of the mainline games represented, and then usually an assortment of like 4 or 5 other runs or other games in the Final Fantasy series. So I've gotten the opportunity twice to be a part of that event. I did get to run Final Fantasy X in this year's relay, and then a couple of years ago I got to run Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. So it is a really great event if you just want to kind of celebrate the community and celebrate the games. And then also if you're a speedrunner looking for a new RPG to learn, it is a great motivator. I've learned a couple games specifically because I wanted to submit them to the relay. And the way it works is you have 3 teams, so they're going to take 3 runners at a minimum for each game. So there's a lot of involvement. Not everybody usually only gets 1 game, so you're talking about, 80 runners or something like that. It's a wonderful celebration of the series and the speedrun community that loves the games, and all comes together for this one event each year. It is just such a cool thing. So, and it's how I met Syl as well. So
yeah, sitting there spamming my furry emotes.
Yeah, I was like, you're a furry, aren't you? Your gay dog emotes.
What? No. But yeah, it was a great opportunity to be in it, and I was sad that I had to turn it down this past year. But it just gave me more access to meet cool new people. So I met Blaze, and I know Panda.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I met King through GDQ, which is also really fun. We met at SGDQ 2 years ago now.
every year I keep saying, I'm gonna go, and every year I don't go.
If you get a chance, you should go. And I would say that about any live speedrunning event. It doesn't have to be a GDQ. There's a assortment of live speedrunning events. Different communities are able to put them on. I'm very fortunate. I run the Fastest for Speedrunning community. We've been able to have a live speedrunning event at Furry Weekend Atlanta for the past 3 years. We're going to be coming back for a 4th one in 2026. So if even you don't have to be a furry, you can just come to the event. If you're kind of local or localish to Atlanta, be a part of the event, be a part of the community, and raising money for a great charity, just like every event does. But RPG Limit Break in Denver, Colorado, presumably again. Just a lot of really great opportunities to be a part of a live speedrunning event. Even just if you go and attend in person. Like, that's how I got into speedrunning, like, as my passion was, I went to SGDQ 2019, and I was just like, this is the coolest thing. Like, this is just the neatest thing I've ever seen a couple thousand people, like, come together and do. I want to do more of this, and so, it all starts with that one opportunity. You just have to kind of figure out a way to make it happen if you can. But also shout outs to online events, because obviously those are extremely important as well, and are also doing incredible work, and not everybody has the ability to travel and attend things like that, which is, for a variety of reasons. So
yeah, I might reach out to you about the Atlanta one.
Absolutely, we'd love to have you come.
I would like to.
It's in May, so yeah, you definitely got some time.
Nice.
Yep. All right.
And you can see a bunch of furries.
Yeah, you can see.
I'm biased on that one. It's kind of fun.
It's all right. You can do worse. It's like going to a very, very specific cosplay convention. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just like kind of like riffing right now, because we're just like I said, we're just kind of running through the airship and zapping things with Bahamut over and over. So there's not a whole lot to really keep me engaged in the gameplay right now. So.
Well, I will say we're rapidly approaching the end of the game.
Yeah.
So I will say, get those donations for the Sprite bid we're in right now. Don't wait to the last minute. Right now it is Hornet is in the lead, but with just a little bit of effort, I think we can. We can steal from Hornet. Even though Hornet, I'm biased. Hornet might be the best Sprite out there. You can steal it from it right there. Just saying.
Yeah. After this fight, we will be in the final dungeon. So.
Okay. So you can help support Little Warriors by typing !donate in chat and type, or typing preventathon.bsky.social/donate in your internet browser. Make sure to select a bid war incentive target. Make your money go a little bit further that way. You don't want to miss out on the opportunity to vote with your wallet.
All right, so we are actually fighting Sin here. This is a very important moment in the run, because you know what you do when evil confronts you and you get face to face with evil? You give it a boop. Boop.
A little boop on the snoot.
Yep.
And we can also agree, Bahamut also Oro farming.
Oh yeah. Definitely. All right. So this dungeon is very, very tricky movement-wise. So I am going to be doing my best not to bonk into anything.
This isn't just a rock, is it?
Do you want us to start doing
right
outros during this again?
We'll have time during this final summon fight, so I think we can wait a little bit longer.
I'll be right back.
It's the zombie behemoth, I think is very cool.
So something that I had to go and look it up. There's like this whole run. I've been thinking,
I won't go so easy on you next time.
one of these voice actors just sounds so familiar. I did not realize that Titus, the voice actor, was also Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars Clone Wars.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I forget his name, but he was in a lot of stuff in this kind of general time frame.
James Arnold Taylor.
That's right, yep.
I was like, that sounds so familiar. And I was like, Obi-Wan?
Yep.
Okay.
And Waka is Bender from Futurama. Again, forgetting the name, but he's been in a lot. He's been in a lot of Final Fantasy games as well. He's in Final Fantasy 12 as well.
Ah, the dream.
I really do feel like that is one of those, like, what is your resume? Voice acting for Final Fantasy. Come right in.
Yeah, John DiMaggio, thank you. In chat, Noko Face grabbed the name. It's kind of eluding me. Quite nice shiny metal blitzball.
Well, I just figured out what art I'm going to be working on after I'm done hosting. It's Bender with a blitzball.
Not to make anybody jealous, I get to go to somewhere else.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Oh, excited.
I'm very jealous. I did get to go see the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth concert, but I am a huge 16 fan, and the current Distant Worlds tour is playing a lot of Final Fantasy 16 music, and that soundtrack is incredibly underrated. So have fun.
Yeah, it is. I'm stoked.
I'll be right back.
I am absolutely basic. I'd love to go see Distant Worlds Final Fantasy VI. I have a vinyl record of that album, and it is one of those albums for me where I can put it on.
I'll be right back.
This is comfortable. It's cozy. It's got that nice warm feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
So you say we're gonna get music during this fight now?
Yeah, we're gonna get the correct music during this fight now, so everybody enjoy the actual music that is supposed to play during this fight, although we're not gonna hear very much of it, hopefully.
So what we're hoping for here, by the way, we are looking for Titus to land the armor break, which is like the only thing that can really mess up this fight. Yeah. If we land it, we're golden, and we're gonna just sprint out.
Okay, he did not miss. Thank you, Titus. Good boy.
There is a backup you have to do with like Riku mixing, and
it sucks.
It never feels good.
Yeah. It feels like you should just reset.
3 hours.
When you miss?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, that fight's over. But yeah, this track is really cool. The prog rock influences coming to the fore.
The only thing more 2000s is an entire outfit made of belts.
True.
Yeah, hard to believe we're 3 hours, 15 minutes into the run. And we're here at the finish.
Live and let live.
Yep, we're almost there. There's actually a pretty challenging segment coming up here after this, which is called Nucleus. I'm pretty sure I had the best Nucleus of my life on Thursday, so I'm not expecting anything on that level, but if you're on PB pace, Nucleus can also very much like make or break your run. You have to run around on a very...
I'll be right back.
Your view is extremely obstructed for a variety of reasons. The camera is a nightmare, and you have to find 10 eggs that are randomly spawning. I don't know if they're randomly spawning, but they're spawning in various places during the map. And then there are crystal spikes that are rising up out of the ground that you will get an encounter if you run into them, as well as do an animation where you fall down. I'm really hoping I don't get any encounters.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
But also, like, the speed at which you can get from one egg to the next to the next to the next is really, really variable depending on the runner and their strategy, and frankly, a little bit of luck that is involved in that too. So I'm about to head into the egg zone. Everybody wish me luck.
I need my egg chance. Egg, 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 egg. Excalibur 2. It's a 9. It's a 9.
That one, I couldn't have done anything about that. That stinks. It kind of rose right up underneath me.
Those are the worst, and like you said, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And what's even worse now is when you come out of the encounter, you can't necessarily see the spikes that have already in the spawn.
Yep.
So you're very likely to sprint right into the next one, and it feels bad.
Yep. Ooh, that was a nice dodge. Proud of that one.
Two more. Then we do the final most interesting menu.
Ooh.
And then we're gonna go see Dad.
All right.
It's always a good time.
That was actually pretty good, aside from the encounter that I couldn't really avoid, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that actually looked pretty good.
Yeah. All right, so this last menu is to get the rest of the agility that we need, as well as we need the ability Spare Change for Yuna, and then I need to remember to equip Kamari's Zombie Strike weapon, so...
Again, this is also another menu. So this is the final sphere grid that we're going to do for the remainder of the run. As we only got a couple more bosses left. If you made any mistake at any point of your run, this is where you're going to get sussed out.
Mm-hmm.
And Blaze knows that I love to come to this section of the run and realize I've done something erroneous once again. And I'm sitting here praying for the meme beam to kind of help me out.
Yeah.
But if you got headbang emotes, now's the time to get them at the ready.
Yep. Also, we're hoping for, Syl alluded to this, we were hoping for Eject Beam to come out. We'll see how that goes.
Is this Titan?
Nope, this is my dad.
Because I was like, it sounds like the...
Hi, Dad.
It sounds like the primals for Final Fantasy XIV playing Titan's theme. And I feel like I might be the only one who thinks that. And that's okay.
Oh yeah, going back to the notes of this fight, if you've done everything right, this fight's relatively easy. Even if it becomes Riku throws a Chaos Grenade, which somehow grabs the final Chaos is poisonable and silenceable. And then you can just talk to him with Titan's specific lowers his defense value.
Yeah.
And then if it's send Bahamut for glory.
This was the fight that got me when I did my revisit casual playthrough before I started speedrunning this game. I think I spent an entire stream and a half trying to just get through this fight. I did not get the Eject Beam, unfortunately. So we're on the slow version of this fight. It's fine. It's just about 45 seconds or so while these power waves go off, so... I think it's 2/3 chance he does the physical attack and 1/3 chance he does the Eject Beam, so...
Awesome soundtrack.
Yep.
Since Blaze is a better runner than I am through this section,
Yuna!
was able to nail it perfectly. Assuming you just learn Spare Change, you got enough gil. This run's essentially over at this point, which feels good.
Yep, we just got the kind of the victory lap here. where it's actually really tragic with what's going on with the story of the game is the summons are kind of like the vehicles for Sin. So in order for Sin to not re-emerge, all of the summons need to be defeated basically. So we're just kind of saying goodbye to all of our friends here.
So do you still get sad occasionally when you come through this section?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like it's a really good twist.
Yeah. It's still one of those ones that, like, deep down inside, it's still so sad.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this would probably be a good time as we're getting to the end here to go around and start doing our shout outs. So I'll let my commentators go first.
Yeah, I'm Sylleath. Wolf on the internet. Primarily seen speedrunning Final Fantasy 9 and 10. Got really active into it in the last year. Been a great, great friend of Blaze. Keep running into him at other events and always enjoy hanging out with him and being an awesome commentator for him. So thank you for having me, guys. Really do appreciate it.
I'm King Panda 95. Also stream there on Twitch. Time to time, I'll stream my speedrun attempts for Final Fantasy X. Mainly, I'll be doing streams where I'm navigating through every Final Fantasy main entry title to try to complete the entire series on my channel. Recently, I've completed Final Fantasy VII. So with the Pixel Remasters, we completed 1 through 6 and did 7, and now we're going to be entering 8 for the very first time, so that'll be a really good experience. But always happy to watch Blaze do these runs and being able to get to join in on the commentary.
Yeah, gosh, I mean, thank you both so much for being here again. It just makes it so much more fun when I get to do this run and like hang out with friends while it's happening. So really appreciate both of you, and yeah, thank you for being good friends for me and for being available and around to help out with stuff like this. As for me, my name is Blaze. You can find me streaming usually twice a week on my Twitch channel. I mainly stream RPG speedrun attempts. I am going to be doing some more runs of Small Saga, which is an indie RPG, because I am a backup runner for that game at AGDQ. I'm also going to hopefully be learning the Final Fantasy Tactics remake speedrun soon, and I recently picked up the Super Mario RPG remake again as well. But I do a variety of things. I also help out with a bunch of events. Mentioned Fastest Furs earlier. I'm also going to shout out RPG Limit Break, where I'm a staff member. I do a podcast for them now every once in a while called Fresh Files, which is actually not really a speedrunning podcast. We kind of just talk about a new game that has come out recently and get some folks from the community to be a part of those conversations with us. Next episode of that is going to be in December. We're going to be talking about the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake that came out recently. I'm really excited for that because I need to play Dragon Quest 2 because I haven't played that really before. Dragon Quest 1 is like my original RPG that I got way back on the NES back in the day because Nintendo Power sent it to me for free, so thank you, Nintendo Power. But yeah, that's kind of where you can find me, what I'm generally up to these days, and I just want to say thank you everybody who watched and donated. And was part of this this charity stream. It always just makes me so happy that gamers are out here raising money for important causes and doing cool stuff, and just kind of celebrating these games that we love. And I'm always happy to show this one off. So.
Really jealous you got Dragon Quest 1. I really love to play it.
Yeah, and time is going to be coming up really quickly here. I will be calling it out. It's going to be after the Phoenix down, after the boss is zombified. So I'll kind of give a quick estimate as best I can. Time is going to be in like 3, 2, 2, 1, time.
GG.
Yeah, thank you.
Good work, Blaze.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a solid run. That was a very unspectacular RNG throughout that run, I will say. As the manipulated runs and some of the true RNG runs can really do, you know, some very cool dynamic stuff that just is really exciting. This was pretty standard, I guess, across the board, but it was still a lot of fun. And again, thank you for being watching and letting me show this off.
Absolutely. So y'all shouted out yourselves. Where can people find more information about this speedrun specifically?
Yeah,
get involved.
Yeah, speedrun.com. Just search for Final Fantasy X. There's a link to the Discord there. Game has its own Discord. X2 is also part of that Discord. So if you're interested in speedrunning X2, it's the same place. And then a lot of really good guides and resources available both on speedrun.com and on the Discord as well. So hope to see some of you there.
There you go. That is
We don't
excellent.
fight either, so don't be afraid to reach out to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah, Derrick, and thank you for being a great host. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate that as well, and I'm glad we got to have some really nice conversations about this game and just kind of RPGs in general. It's always a fun part of doing this run is everybody kind of sharing their experiences and their nostalgia for either the series, the game, or the genre. So.
Absolutely. I love RPG games and getting to be involved in them in any capacity. So it was fun having. So I just want to say thank you for having me along with the run, answering questions and putting up with the yapping, as they say. If there's nothing else, I think we can go to intermission to get set up for the next game.